We're going to keep an eye on it, though, of course, because we know that weather can change in an instant. And you can get the latest Weather First forecast on your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355. And we're going to talk about more pain at the pump. Why industry experts say the price of gas has jumped in the past few weeks.
Get paid to play a classic card game. How much cash you could earn by knowing the game Uno.
Marshalls, our buyers hustle every day to get you great deals on all the good stuff. Like this stuff, and that stuff, and ooh, that's some really good stuff. We get the deals, you get the good stuff. Marshalls.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
Lowe's knows a style refresh is even more refreshing
when it's at the right price.
That's why we pull our favorite looks together in store and in the app. So it's easy to get the look you want for less. You got this. We got you.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
Over 4 decades of building have shown us that our determination is far tougher than any problem, and that creativity, experience, and the right team can overcome even the most complicated challenges.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only. Every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
When news requires a bigger picture, a higher view, the Bomarito Automotive Group Skylens 5 is in the air, over the scene. Local stories that matter to you and your community. The Bomarito Automotive Group Skylens 5, only on 5 on your side.
Locked On daily podcasts for every MLB team.
I know that there's a plan, but are they building a house with broken materials, a broken foundation? Is the plan the right plan? And
listen or watch today. Find your team wherever you get podcasts.
What if you needed a lawyer and you needed to win, and there was a law firm that was named the winningest over and over? And what if a whole city voted and that same law firm was voted the best? And they were $1 billion law firm, and the most famous, and the biggest by far. That's Brown and Crouppen. Need help? Need to win? Brown and Crouppen. 222-2222.
Well, this morning, local leaders are calling for action. This after recently released information about radioactive contamination in the area. Our Laura Barcheski brings us the details on what all went down last night at a town hall meeting in New Melle.
So this here, that's just open waste that was blowing.
State Representative Tricia Burns says she recently found out about a lawsuit against the Department of Energy connected to an atomic bomb plant in Ohio from the 1990s.
They were going to pay out for property damage and stress. They said, we don't think we harmed anyone, but we would feel, I'm paraphrasing, we'd feel better about it. And then they were offering health monitoring to make sure that they stay safe.
That plant was the sister plant to the one in Weldon Spring.
But meanwhile at Weldon, 1,000 feet from a high school, while we had cleanup, they did a PR stunt on our people. And that included field trips, that included open houses, that included having scientists help us with our science fairs.
There was a line out the door here in New Melle for a town hall meeting where some people, for the first time, were learning about radioactive contamination in their community, and now what's being done about it.
It is apparent to me that even as far back as 30 years ago, things were going on behind the backs of American and county citizens, and we were assured that the problem was being taken care of or fixed.
U.S. Senator Josh Hawley was able to get an amendment to a current law passed in the Senate that would provide compensation for people with medical conditions caused by exposure to radioactive waste.
While it passed the Senate, this is not the final version that will pass. It will be taken up by the House of Representatives in what they call a conference committee. We can make improvements. We can make changes to that legislation.
Reporting in New Melle, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Now, if you couldn't attend the meeting and you've been affected by radioactive waste in the metro, you can reach out to Senator Josh Hawley's office and let them know what zip code you live in and the medical condition you have so they can put pen to paper to push for solutions.
Right now, let's take a live look out over Busch Stadium. That's where Upper Deck Golf is set to make its return in the fall. It will give fans a chance to play a round of golf inside the ballpark for 3 days only, November 10th through the 12th. Tickets start at $85 a person. If you're interested, you could find out more information on KCK.com under the As Seen on TV section. And the Cardinals also won last night. There you go. Give it up.
There you go. All right. Well, let's talk about hot weather and higher gas prices. How the temps could affect how much you're paying at the pump.
And our storm alert continues because of heavy rain that continues to fall away from St. Louis. We'll talk about this round of rain as it clears away this morning, plus more on the way as we head into the weekend. Your Weather First forecast is next.
And as we head to break, we're taking a live look at the road conditions on Interstate 70, where you can see it is frozen. Everything has stopped moving.
Well, I mean, it's still moving.
Yeah, I'm
just
just kidding.
The signal's not working.
It's the camera.
But the roads are surprisingly fairly dry.
There we go again. They're on the move. We're back after this.
Credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Watson's annual parking lot sale is going on now. Thousands of outdoor furniture, spa and above ground pool floor models, overstocks, scratch and dents, and more are all up to 70% off in the Big Tent. Many items are at or below wholesale cost. Shop now for immediate delivery of outdoor furniture, indoor furniture, pools, spas, and more. All at up to 70% off. Plus 12 months special financing now through Monday during Watson's annual parking lot sale. Going on now.
At Hoffman Brothers, our licensed plumbers are trained to unclog your drains, clean out your main sewer lines, and offer replacement options, including pipe lining repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact us today for all your sewer and drain needs.
Most doctors recommend daily walks because of the many health benefits associated with walking. But how do you get healthy circulation boosting activity without leaving your chair? With Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way. Soothe pain and calm restless legs. Reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
Save 11% on everything now at Menards. Get the comfort and support you'd expect from a new mattress with Serta. Find the perfect mattress that fits your size and firmness needs. A Serta mattress in a box is compact and easy to transport, making it perfect for students heading back to school. Just unpack and unroll for an easy and convenient setup. Right now, Serta gel memory foam mattresses are starting at $289.95 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, during the past few days, one area that's been hit particularly hard by rain is Gasconade County. Flash floods shut down roads there where rain swelled in a hurry. 5 on Your Side's Mark Maxwell was there as road workers cleared the way.
Furious flash floods swept through this part of Gasconade County early Wednesday morning, closing a highway just a stone's throw from here and converting this usually quiet creek into whitewater rapids.
We got 5 inches there at Rosebud in just a couple hours.
Floodwaters swallowed this stretch of Highway K in a hurry Wednesday morning.
Watch out for the rushing water because you never know what's underneath it.
The sudden surge slammed the Gasconade County Road Department with a surprise workload.
Yeah, we got graders out because there's a lot of washout spots, and I'm sure we haven't found everything that we're going to need to do yet, but a lot of creeks are still going up, so we can't get to them. So.
Water levels surged so high, the spill-off impacted homeowners at the top of the hill.
This is just ridiculous.
We met John Grady shortly after stormwaters subsided.
We had that torrential rains that came through here.
He blamed shoddy road and drainage design for rainwaters ripping through his driveway.
Every time this goes, it's about $2,000 to $3,000 I have to fix every time.
He says those costs are becoming more common.
We've seen a lot more storms. National Weather Service, recently we had micro tornadoes and shear winds come through here. It affected a lot of our crop and stuff before.
Some homeowners reported flooded basements and fields. Other farmers went searching for cattle they feared might have been swept away in the rushing water. The severity of the surging waters packing a punch much stronger than what many expected.
All of a sudden they're intense and they have this waterfall.
Reporting in Gasconade County, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
And we should mention no significant property damage was reported and no one was hurt.
Let's take you back out on the roads right now with a live look in Eureka where the rain continues to fall. It's pretty much falling everywhere right now, on and off, but it is moving out of our area. The one and only Anthony Slaughter is back from vacation. He's tan, he's rested, he's prepared for storm alert this morning.
And I'm ready to correct you as well, because it is not raining everywhere.
No snap, he's back.
I'm just going to say that because St. Louis Metro, where most of our population is, it's not getting any rain. Nice. So, you know, I just want us to be on the same page.
I should go stick my head outside since we're
you
in
know
the
what?
Metro.
It would help if we had a window in this grand old studio.
Yeah, it would.
But this is the best we got. Cameras. All right? Don't make me get snarky this morning. I want to keep my job. All right. From Farmington into Sullivan, we have had the heaviest rain totals you see on the leaderboard. So these places have seen rain overnight, and most of these locations are still seeing rain, and that's where the heaviest will add up, from Sullivan, Vandalia, even Salem, Illinois. So you look at the radar, and you can see how most of this is south of St. Louis, and there are some areas still west and east dealing with rain, but St. Louis Metro, yeah, hardly anything. Same for St. Charles and parts north up into Bowling Green, Litchfield. You are just completely dry. So as we go into where the rain is right now, you see the heaviest is moving into Gasconade County, where you saw Mark Maxwell, from Route 19 to 50, where it meets 44 right just near Union and St. Clair. So this heavy rain that's moving through right now still is prompting flash flood warnings until 5:30 for these counties, Callaway, Franklin, Gasconade, and Osage. That's where the worst of the weather will be this morning. And then across the Illinois side, you see this flash flood warning. A lot of the rain has wrapped up with this one, but this does encompass parts of the Illinois side, Marion, also parts of Bond and Fayette County. You go south into parts of Fredericktown, Farmington, even Potosi, you still have some lingering heavy rain there as well. So the bottom line, if you're watching from St. Louis Metro, hardly any rain, just mostly cloudy skies. Away from St. Louis, you'll have the rain this morning, but everywhere it wraps up as we head through the afternoon. Temperatures today on your 7-day will be up near 87, but it will be very humid, making heat index values up into the 90s. We do have more storms as we go into the weekend. We'll take a deeper dive into that in the next half hour. Let us go over to the one and only Tracy Henson. She's also a meteorologist and a journalist, and now a traffic reporter.
Traffic professional.
Oh, traffic professional. Yes, excuse me. Good morning to you.
That's Gary's phrasing, and I'm taking it. All right, so I was in last night. I was watching these weather conditions over the Rolla area, and this is the view from the roadways there. And last night it was quite slow because of the show in the sky by the lightning. At one point, I measured over 3,000 strikes of lightning in our coverage area. It was really impressive. Right now, the areas in blue here have some ponding on the roadways. It's a little slow going in Rolla, but it is pretty limited. As you can see, there's also some wet road conditions, but a lot of this is drying pretty quickly. Now let's go over to Belleville. So this is a little interesting here. Between 20th and 23rd, they've cleared this. I don't know how, but this was initially a report for a sinkhole, and it still shows that road is closed. So not entirely sure what is happening there. And then also on 159 northbound, the road is blocked between Adams and Garfield Street. That is due to a water main break. So a bit of a rough start to the morning over in Belleville.
All right, thanks so much, Tracy. Okay, need to fill up? Here is a look at some area gas prices. The national average is at $3.80. Illinois, $4.02. Missouri is $3.58. The St. Louis area is $3.63. You can see it all right there. And you can find the cheapest price in our area by texting the word gas to 314-425-5355. And as you can see, gas prices are on the rise. Many parts of the country are seeing the highest prices at the pump all year. The senior public affairs manager at AAA says oil and gas production along the Gulf Coast is affected by the heat.
It's above 95 and even higher, they start having problems and having to shut down or curtail their operations. That creates little mini shortages, quote unquote, and that leads to higher prices.
Well, of course it does. AAA predicts gas prices will fall once again following the Labor Day holiday and will bottom out sometime in December or January.
Now, this morning, if you're looking for ways to save on gas with all these prices going up, our Verify team takes a look into whether or not it pays off to go to certain gas stations.
When you go to fill up your tank, you usually pass a couple of gas stations. Sometimes the price is different, sometimes it's not. But what exactly is at these pumps? Is one brand of regular gasoline different or better than another? Let's verify. Is gas at all gas stations the same? These are our sources. Gas retailers across the U.S. use the same base fuel, according to AAA and NACS, a trade association for convenience stores and fuel retailers. But you're not just buying base fuel at the pump. The gas that comes out of here is a mix of base fuel and a proprietary blend of additives created by each retailer. The NACS says those additives are designed to clean and protect your car's engine. Without the additives, AAA says carbon deposits can build up on your car's engine, reducing performance and fuel economy. The Environmental Protection Agency requires all gas retailers to use a minimum level of additives that reduce deposits to at least 10% compared to additive-free fuel. AAA said that some automakers felt that that minimum level wasn't enough. So back in 2004, they established a new gas standard called Top Tier, which requires more additives that they say are higher quality. A 2016 study conducted by AAA found that top-tier gas is more effective at reducing harmful deposits, but that comes at a cost. The study also found it was on average about 3 cents more expensive per gallon. TopTierGas.com maintains a list of certified top-tier retailers, which includes big national brands like Exxon and Shell and some local retailers. But Consumer Guide Automotive says that certified top-tier gas stations aren't the only place you can get high-quality gas. Getting to use the top-tier label requires paying a fee, and not every retailer wants to do that. So we can verify, no, gas at all gas stations is not the same. So, is it bad for your car to shop at discount stations? Auto body shop DeBoer's Auto says that using discount gas on occasion is not likely to hurt your vehicle in the long run. With your Verify, I'm Ariante Till.
So now we know. Do you have something for us to verify? Just email us at verify@ksck.com.
Well, getting paid for knowing a classic card game. How does that sound? How you can earn some cash playing Uno.
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 When dangerous weather strikes,
we have now set a daily all-time record.
You can count on the 5 on Your Side team to track the storm and how it's impacting your community.
The message this morning, stay off the roads.
Bringing you extended coverage on our 5+ app to make sure you and your family stay safe. Turn to us on air on our app or streaming on 5+ until the storm breaks. 5 on Your Side, focused on you.
Underlaw is here for you when you have questions. Whether it's an auto accident, work injury, or a life-changing event, Underlaw has the team that's right for you and your case. To learn more, go to getjim.com.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Update your garage with a Genie Garage Door Opener. This powerful, lightweight, belt-driven model is ultra-quiet, making it the perfect choice for you. This 1-horsepower Genie Garage Door Opener is just $189.99 after rebate. Clean up your garage with Libman Cleaning Supplies. The 18-inch push broom comes in smooth, rough, and multi-surface models to accommodate your cleaning needs. An 18-inch push broom is just $889 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Bug spray works best when your family actually wears it. Get odor-free 8-hour protection from mosquitoes and ticks without the ick. Zevo On-Body Repellent. People love it. Bugs hate it.
Listen, your deodorant just has to work. I use Secret, aluminum free. Just swipe and it lasts all day. Secret helps eliminate odor instead of just masking it. And hours later, I still smell fresh. Secret works. Oh, yes.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only, every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
We are Under Law, your St. Louis legal team with over 30 lawyers and 200 legal professionals. We handle everything from auto accidents to work injuries to pharmaceutical litigations. We do it all and are here to help you. To learn more, go to getjim.com.
The St. Louis Zoo has been busy this summer playing little pinniped parties. The zoo celebrated 10 birthdays this year at Lakeside Crossings Sea Lion and Seal Habitats. Both the sea lions and seals, collectively called pinnipeds, were given birthday cakes made of colored ice and decorated with frozen gelatin. To top it all off, some of them even had fish hidden inside. My favorite.
Oh man, sounds like a nice little meal. Hey, big payday could be coming your way if you like to play the game Uno. Mattel is looking for a chief Uno player, and the person will earn more than $4,000 a week for 4 weeks in New York City. You will have to challenge strangers to play the new Uno Quattro family game and make posts to social media. Mattel is currently taking applications, but you must be at least 18 years of age. The job starts next month.
Oh, interesting. All right, well, good news for those who love to enjoy the outdoors. The National Park Service will be waiving entrance fees at all of its sites this Friday. The fee waiver only applies for entry fees, not for camping. This initiative follows the 3rd anniversary of the Great American Outdoors Act. There are also more free days planned for this year on September 23rd for National Public Lands Day, and then on November 11th for Veterans Day.
Yeah. Now, if you do go to the national parks, stay on the trails. Don't go trampling all through the wildlife and everything else and crushing the plants and stuff like that. Just take it in. Maybe take some pictures. 4 or 5 selfies.
When was the last time you got on a trail?
I used to go to Yosemite when I was a kid.
One time,
That still counts. No.
very long ago,
Well, it was very
Rennie
long
went
ago.
to a park and decided that was not for him, and that was the end of that.
I did go to Forest Park a couple of weeks ago. Does that count?
Wow.
Yes. It's not a national park,
Forest Park is pretty tame.
but it's
but-
pretty tame.
What about the arch? When
I've
was the
never
last
been in the arch. I've been on the
Rennie,
arch grounds, but never up.
stop it.
It's too small.
Oh my
Hurting
gosh, he
feelings.
just keeps
It's too
going
small.
on and on.
By the way, Anthony, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have some weather happening. I don't know if you know that or not. And unfortunately, I hate to kill this parade, this party we're having. But we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up. Unfortunately, it's one of those mornings where you still do have to be aware of the changing conditions, even though it's not in St. Louis Metro. This is for Crawford, Franklin, Jefferson, and Washington County from that cell that's moving in there. Gusty winds and even some small hail, but mainly flash flooding the big threat. We'll show you the rest of the radar trend and, of course, the 7-day forecast in the next half hour.
All right, Anthony, let's take a live look now with the storm tracker. We will fill you in on all you need to know before you hit the roads this morning. And as you can see, as the storm tracker hits south, yeah, it is indeed raining and raining hard.
We are signing off for now, but don't forget, 5 on your side is always on 5+. Live streaming newscasts, your weather first forecast, news on demand, and so much more. Watch with our free app 5+, streaming on your schedule.
Hello, Reinhold Electric. Since 1976, we've been serving the St. Louis area.
For residential or commercial.
Or industrial.
Security.
No job is too big.
Or too small.
At Reinhold, we do it all.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only, every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
See that terrain? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Equinox? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Cardinal Buick GMC is selling every used vehicle for just 49 down.
And pay the payment on the window.
Yeah.
Dropped it.
Nissan Altima SR, 49 down, $349 per month. Chevy Colorado Trucks, 49 down, $279 per month. Call 800 New Credit.
Bring 49 down.
Pay the payment on the window.
At CardinalBuickGMC.com.
And Doug. What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
So you only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. And you get out there and you make us proud, huh?
Bye, Uncle Emu.
Stay off the freeways.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Gutter problems? Don't buy new gutters. Call Gutter Helmet. 8885-HELMET.
I'm going undercover to shop Carroll House. I wish this was in a different color.
No problem.
I'd rather have longer to pay.
Just tell me how long you prefer.
Nice.
We know you like nice things.
I'm here for
Your annual eye exam.
because I'm having trouble reading. Exactly.
They sort of make me feel
Like I'm the most fabulous thing you've ever seen?
Exactly.
I'll take them.
Before and Bath Fitter. Before and Bath Fitter. If you have a before bath, now's the time to call Bath Fitter to get a beautiful after. With our unique tub over tub process, there's no mess or stress. Spend smart on a beautiful new bath done right, backed by a lifetime warranty. Bath Fitter, it just fits.
Get 0% financing until 2028. Call now for your free quote.
Heavy rain and strong storms continue to fall away from St. Louis this morning. We'll update you on who is seeing the heaviest rain and where it is now.
And we are live out and about in the storm tracker once again. AAA officials have tips on how to avoid hydroplaning. Keep in contact with the concrete.
Ameren and emergency crews staying on top of this severe weather. What agencies are doing to avoid staffing shortages as storms continue to move through our area.
Summer savings for back-to-school shopping, where you can snag some discounted clothes, books, and more before the start of the school year.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
On this Thursday morning, we are in storm alert. We're going to take a live look now at Eureka. This is right off of Highway 44. The rain has been like on and off, but recently something just popped up on the radar. Anthony is tracking that as we speak. And as you can see here, the roads are indeed wet on our highways. We'll have more about that coming up in just a moment. But right now, I just want to say good morning to you. I'm Renee Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be catching us on 5+ this morning.
Now, we're bringing you team coverage from throughout the St. Louis area. Our Alex Fees and Justina Purnell are out bringing you information on how to handle flash flooding and how to handle driving in wet conditions.
And if you do have to venture out today, Tracy Henson is keeping an eye on the roads in studio. But first, let's head over to meteorologist Anthony Slaughter, who's back from vacation with a first look at the forecast. Welcome back, Anthony. What a busy morning for you.
Yeah, busy morning, and it seems like a busy time frame here the last couple of days in and around the St. Louis area. I want to start you off with a look at how much rain has fallen away from St. Louis, and this is where our highest totals have come in, also where we've had some flash flood warnings issued. From Farmington, 1.5 inches, to Salem, Illinois, Steelville, Missouri, Vandalia, and into Sullivan, almost 3 inches of rainfall. So those are the highest totals, but notice St. Louis did not make that list. A lot of this is staying away from the metro area. In the last few minutes, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning just get issued for Crawford, Franklin, and Jefferson, even Washington County, from this particular cell you see moving through Gerald, Union, St. Clair, and Sullivan. This is headed towards Richwood, Potosi, Bonne Terre, even Festus eventually as we go through the morning. That one has a little bit of hail in it, about the size of peas and quarters, but also gusty winds. Big story though, the heavy rain will continue to move south, so even places like Farmington, Fredericktown, Bloomsdale, you'll have some heavy rain through the morning. St. Louis Metro though, it's just mainly cloudy. Temperatures today will be in the mid-80s with dry weather returning for all of us this afternoon. All right, we will talk more about the weekend forecast coming up, but let's get over to Tracy Henson. She's tracking the roads this morning. Good morning, Tracy.
Alrighty, Anthony. So 44 at 50 right now. A little bit of light rain off and on at times, and when you look off into the horizon, you can see a bit of lightning. That has slowed down the roads a little bit just because it really has put on quite the show outside this morning. Significant lightning strikes out there. All right, so you're looking at a little bit of ponding on the roadway here in the blue as you make your way along Interstate 44, and then of course 50, which was a really hard hit area yesterday. Gerald and Rosebud, parts of that area. It's a little hilly there too, so a lot of ponding in those areas. Just watch for flash flooding throughout the morning.
All right, Tracy. Second morning of pre-dawn threatening weather is turning our area roads slick, and there is some risk for flash flooding.
Alex Fees is out and about in the storm tracker monitoring conditions. He's live with us now with how to safely drive in the rain. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, Michelle and Rennie, good morning. We are in St. Francis County now on Highway 67 South. We'll give you a look at road conditions at this hour. Light to moderate rain here with wet pavement. We are just entering the town of Bonne Terre here in a couple of minutes. Now, hydroplaning happens when a layer of water separates your car's tires from the ground, causing loss of traction. AAA officials say the first 10 minutes of a downpour present the highest risk for this when cars can't displace enough water from their treads. We have some video overnight to show you of downpours in South St. Louis County. At that time, we saw heavy rain and intermittent lightning in the sky. So if you're out and about driving in these conditions, AAA officials say this is what you need to do to avoid hydroplaning and maintain contact with the concrete. Follow the leader. Try to drive in the tracks of the car in front of you for a clearer path. Leave extra room. If you typically leave 3 seconds of space between you and the vehicle in front of you, make it 4 or 5. If you're on the highway, try to stay in the center lane. Many roadways have a crown that sends water to the left or right. Avoid cruise control. If you have to slow down in wet weather, just take your foot off the accelerator. Don't give away any control to cruise control. And stay calm. Your first reaction to hydroplaning might be to brake, but don't resist that urge. Instead, just ease off the accelerator. Once your vehicle regains traction, look and steer in the direction that you need to go. Now, AAA officials say that and make sure your tires are in good shape in order to decrease the risk of hydroplaning. We'll give you one more look at Highway 67 South here. Coming up at 5:30, National Weather Service officials have tips on how to drive during flash flood conditions. Reporting live this morning in the storm tracker, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Alex. We continue our team coverage now with storm damage. Late last night, 70-mile-per-hour winds hit parts of our viewing area, including Francis County.
Our Justina Cornell is joining us live from Farmington this morning. And Justina, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, good morning. So just to give you an idea of where we're at, we're about 75 miles southwest of St. Louis. We're in Farmington. Now, emergency crews tell me that there are down power lines. Actually, behind me here, there's a down traffic light. Those 70-mile-per-hour winds really hitting that hard. And we're told trees are also down, and they're working quickly to get that all cleared out of the way. Now, as far as for flash flooding, the rain is coming down right now as I'm speaking. Here are several tips on how to be safe. Now, the biggest thing is being informed. So you tuning in right now, that is extremely important, and that's making sure you're prepared. Emergency management crews like St. Louis County's office are working 12-hour shifts to make sure you're protected. It's on a level 2 partial activation, meaning it's coordinating with multiple agencies right now. Its emergency management specialist says you should get to higher ground if you're flood prone or in a low-lying area. Don't go into a basement or any room if water covers the electrical outlets or cords. And if you're seeing or hearing buzzing, get out. The biggest advice, be careful driving.
We want to urge everybody, if you don't have to travel, don't. Please just stay home. And if you do have to travel, make sure that you're looking for those down trees, down power lines after a storm has moved through your neighborhood. Be on the lookout for floodwater.
Now, I swear I'm going to get my umbrella because it is coming down right now. Now, if you have to head out, make sure to be careful because those waters can be deceiving. So be careful. Avoid that flood water. Turn around. Don't drown. Coming up at 5:30, I'll have more information on what to do once this flood water recedes. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
All right, thanks so much, Justina. We are taking a live look now at southbound 270 in South County. Our storm coverage is continuing with another look at current traffic conditions with Tracy, and of course our weather first forecast with Anthony. All coming up after the break.
This 5 on your side newscast is sponsored by Spectrum One. Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit spectrum.com.
Whether you're reliving childhood memories or sharing new ones, Merrimack Caverns is a fun and affordable getaway for families of any size. And it's just 60 minutes from the Arch. Call and make your reservation today. 573-HOT-CAVE.
Save up to 70% on thousands of floor models, overstocks, scratch and dents, and more. Plus 12 months special financing during Watson's annual parking lot sale. Going on now.
Any slow sipper knows you'll enjoy your drink from McDonald's
longer than anyone else.
The deliciously rich McCafe Oreo frappe is back. Get yours today before it's gone, or pick up a new refreshing lemonade. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Trust Walter Knoll Florist
to send your feelings. WKF.com.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you. Which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, Steve.
Tell me why the Kettle River Furniture and Bedding Labor Day sale is the best around.
Easy. You know Kettle River is famous for lowest prices every day, right?
Yeah.
Well, for this sale, everything in the showroom gets marked down from there.
Top brands?
Yeah.
Mattresses?
Everything. Which would make the Kettle River Furniture and Bedding Labor Day sale the biggest around.
Hey, we should tell our friends.
I think we just did.
4 years free interest.
Where did that come from?
Beat the heat on the river at Merrimack Caverns. Take a relaxing float trip in a canoe, kayak, or raft. Come float with the caveman. Make a reservation today. Call 573-HOT-CAVE or visit americascave.com.
We have one goal: to interview the best in sports, to meet the biggest names and find out what makes them tick, and the St. Louis athletes who move the needle with their compelling story. I'm Frank Cusimano, and this is Sports Plus.
All right, welcome back. It is Thursday morning, and we have thunderstorms that's still working through the area. South mainly right now of St. Louis. The Doppler radar shows the heavy rain, even some lightning and thunder. But this one particular cell that's moving out of Gasconade County is making its way into parts of Crawford, even just parts of southern Franklin County, and Jefferson and Washington County. Washington is moving out of. Eventually, Jefferson it's going to move into. So you see this one here that's responsible for this strong weather that's moving through. Gusty winds, maybe some small hail, but overall, we still have that flooding risk south of St. Louis, even flash flood warnings. So as we go through today, we'll still have to deal with the heaviest downpours producing maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain, staying away from St. Louis, but everybody will experience uncomfortable humidity today. So we have the icky icon for you, and the rain pattern stays stormy, the pattern stays stormy as we head into the weekend. We will talk more about that coming up. Let us go over now to Tracy and get an update on the area roadways. Tracy, what are you finding?
All right, 55 at 61. We have some rain, at least on the camera. Hard to tell if the roadway is wet there as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So here's a look at the ponding and wet conditions on our roads. A lot of that in this band that extends from 50 all the way down into Farmington there along 67 into Fredericktown. It is a damp morning for sure out on the roadways. Belleville has had a bit of a rough start this morning. A sinkhole between 20th and 23rd, and then a water main break right along 159.
Thanks so much, Tracy. First responders and even utility crews are doing their part during severe weather to make sure that they're able to respond to emergencies.
That means getting staffing in place and also preparing for the worst. Ameren, Missouri and Ameren, Illinois have a partnership. If severe weather hits one area harder than the other, they shift gears to help get lights back on as quick as possible. As of yesterday afternoon, several fire crews across the area activated a special task force to stay on top of emergency calls.
And they requested boats. So if there's flooding in the area, the teams are already rostered, and they'll be ready to be deployed at short time. It only takes a couple inches for cars these days to float. So a couple inches of water can make you be pushed off-road into deeper water.
Chief Rob Carroll of Florissant Valley Fire says it only takes a couple of inches, as he said, to push your car off the road. He recommends keeping an emergency kit in your car with a flashlight and to charge up any electronics you can use to contact emergency crews.
Well, coming up, we're taking a live look in Eureka right off of the highway there, Highway 44, Interstate 44. Tracy is monitoring the current road conditions as you head out this morning, and Anthony has the extended forecast when we come back.
Up on Show Me St. Louis, join us for Yoga on the Plaza, a morning of self-care before heading back to school. We would love to welcome all teachers and educators to a live show on Wednesday, August 9th at 9:30. Show Me St. Louis, weekdays at 10.
Hey Scott, what's the forecast in St. Peter's?
No matter where you are or how you get your weather, we know you want the forecast for your backyard. And you want it now. The 5 on your side. Weather First team, focused on you.
Made from scratch biscuits rising, hand-breaded chicken frying, 100% Angus beef burgers charbroiling. Just a few of the ways Hardee's handcrafts goodness in the making.
We're all born with the good in us. We're all in need of love. Dreams get torn, but we stand up, making a change that is calling us. Beautiful world, beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, beautiful people.
At Hoffman Brothers, our HVAC professionals have over 40 years of experience and are committed to providing your home with the best quality heating and cooling services. Whether it's a simple repair, maintenance, or even replacing with a new HVAC system, you can count on us to get the job done right the first time. Is your home due for a duct cleaning? We do that too. Don't wait until it's too late and call Hoffman Brothers today for all your heating and cooling service needs.
Zero means zero at Claus Furniture. Zero down payment, zero interest for 24 months, zero minimum purchase, zero sales tax. Yes, today at Claus, zero gets you everything. Choose from the area's most up-to-date selection of sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, bedrooms, and comfortable mattresses. Then take it all home with zero down payment, zero interest for 24 months, zero minimum purchase, zero sales tax. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Claus Furniture now.
Hardee's Double Deals pack double the charbroiled beef and melty cheese. Choose a double cheeseburger or bacon double cheeseburger starting at $2.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Welcome back, everyone. The time now is 5:17, and we remain in storm alert this morning. Our team coverage continues on northbound Interstate 270 with our photojournalist Joe Young, the mighty Joe Young as we call him. Joe, what are you seeing out this morning?
Good morning, Michelle. I am on northbound 270 approaching 55. It's kind of a tale of two halves. If you're in the southern part of the metro area, there is a light rain and the roads are wet, but I was up near the airport earlier and road conditions were drying out and no rain at all. So if you're in the southern part of the metro area, you will run into a little bit of light rain, wet road conditions. So give yourself a little extra time if you're in the southern half. That's a live look at this morning's road conditions. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Joe. Be safe. This morning, we have a preliminary report from the deadly Greyhound bus crash that happened last month. We've now learned that it could take 2 years before we know exactly what happened. The National Transportation Safety Board just released the report yesterday morning. 3 people were killed on July 12th when that bus slammed into 3 semi-trucks that were parked on the side of I-70. 2 survivors are suing Greyhound.
Today, a man accused of cyber stalking and threatening several women will be sentenced. Earlier this year, St. Louis County prosecutors charged Robert Merkel as a prior and persistent offender. He pleaded guilty twice to similar crimes in 2018 and last month. The new charges would increase his maximum sentence to 7 years. Today, leaders from the Missouri Department of Transportation and Governor Mike Parson will unveil a new railroad safety crossing plan. The plan is part of House Bill 4, which will grant $50 million in upgrading railroad crossings at the state's 3 rail lines. The bill was created following the deadly Amtrak crash near Minden in June of 2022. 4 people died when the train hit a dump truck.
And we're taking you out to the roads this morning. Some rain on the roads for sure. 44 at 109. Couple of lightning strikes you could see there off in the distance. That has been slowing down traffic just a little bit. We're seeing slightly slower speeds this morning just because of the show in the sky. The areas in blue here indicate ponding. That's heavier rainfall. 50 yesterday. Had some significant flash flooding. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that today. People aren't on the roads quite yet out there, but once they wake up, we'll see if there are any reports.
All right, thank you for that update, Tracy, this morning. Good to have you in. And I'm back from vacation, and what a day to come back, I tell you. I wanted to show you the Doppler radar because we have storms, even though St. Louis Metro is not seeing the most. You look down towards our southern counties, you see this area that I'm circling. This is where the storms are going to continue to fire and move through this morning. But notice how that's not St. Louis. So I know a lot of folks thinking, well, why are they talking so much about the rain? It's not doing anything at my house. Well, we cover a large area. We don't just cover your house, and we also have strong to severe weather this morning. This is actually a severe thunderstorm warning that's been in place now for a half an hour south of St. Louis. It does include Washington County, in fact, a large chunk there, and then a little sliver here of Jefferson County. This particular cell does have hail with it, but small. We're talking quarter to pea size, but also gusty winds, and of course the obvious, the heavy rain that is still the headline this morning, flash flooding. You look out at the big picture and you can see again hardly anything in St. Louis. Flash flood warnings west where they had the heavy rain yesterday, another round of that this morning, and then east of St. Louis out towards Greenville and Salem, Illinois. This flash flood warning is still in effect, but the rain has come to an end there. So again, it's kind of a tale of two towns where you do have the heavy rain, and then of course you have some folks that are just, well, waking up thinking, what storm? 74 at Lambert this morning. Winds are out of the east at 6. Our dew point's at 70. That dew point is going to stay in the 70s today, making it feel very humid, very oppressive. We're talking highs today that'll actually get back into the 80s, but you couple that with high humidity, it's going to feel like we're up near 95 to 100 degrees today. So get ready for that. Not the best outdoors kind of day as the rain wraps up. Take you to the Futurecast. This is about 7, 8 o'clock. Notice how a lot of the stormy action starts to wind down, and then by 9, there's hardly anything left on the radar at all. But we have this pattern that stays in place through the weekend. So tomorrow, when you wake up, there could be another round of some stormy weather, as you see denoted on our Futurecast. This is 5 in the morning, and through about 9 to 10, there could be some storms just like we've had the last few mornings. I don't think these will produce flash flooding, but as we go into the weekend, well, the pattern continues. You see how we're still tracking more storms. There's going to be a system passed to our north, and this will just kick up instability in the atmosphere through the course of the weekend, including on Saturday as well. Once we get into next week, better weather. We're talking finally, well, a drying trend for a change. 87 degrees for your high today. 7-day forecast gets us into the weekend and next week. Notice how the temperatures come down after the weekend. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have temperatures only in the low to mid 80s. But again, of course, obviously the big story this morning, the heavy rain continues. If you have to head out, download the 5 on Your Side app and you can track the radar for yourself. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. Back to school on a budget, where you can save on clothes, accessory, and more for your kids ahead of the first day of classes.
See that terrain? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Equinox? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Cardinal Buick GMC is selling every used vehicle for just $49 down.
And pay the payment on the window.
Yeah.
Dropped it.
Nissan Altima SR, $49 down, $349 per month. Chevy Colorado Trucks, $49 down, $279 per month. Call 800 New Credit.
Bring $49 down.
Pay the payment on the window.
At CardinalBuickGMC.com.
Subway's now slicing their meats fresh. That's why Subway's preferred by this champ. And his future champ. And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. He's cocky for a 19-year-old.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only. Every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
When it comes to a great education, who you are or where you come from shouldn't matter. What matters is where you want to go. At St. Louis Community College, we make your path to career success a reality with low tuition, flexible classes, and the support you need. So whether you're out of high school, working, or starting over, St. Louis Community College can help. Come as you are, see what you become.
When chest pain stops you in your tracks. When your heart skips a beat. When you need world-class heart care close to home. When life is on the line, Prairie Heart and HSHS St. Elizabeth's Emergency Department provides the highest level of care at a moment's notice. HSHS St. Elizabeth's Hospital and Prairie Heart. Here with you when it matters most.
Apache Village RV Center is family owned and operated for over 40 years. With over 8 acres of pre-owned and new RVs by Jayco, Keystone, and Fleetwood, you are sure to find the perfect RV.
Get ready for summer vacation and hit the road at Apache Village. Now through September 30th, trade in your tent and get $500 off any camper purchase.
Stop by in Hazelwood and see why we say, go one better, go Apache Village.
In just hours from right now, former President Donald Trump is expected to appear in federal court. He's facing charges of trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election. He will be facing a federal judge in Washington, D.C. this afternoon. The latest indictment alleges that the former president conspired to overturn the will of voters and disrupt the peaceful transfer of power. There are 6 unnamed co-conspirators in this case, but at this point, the former president is the only person indicted.
Well, as we know, it is back to school time already, but you don't have to break the bank when it comes to clothes shopping. There is a very big consignment sale happening this week that can help you make ends meet heading into the school year. Everybody knows kids are so expensive, but I'm going to show you how you can get a full wardrobe for fall and winter for less than 2 tanks of gas. Come on.
Hi, oh my gosh, Tracy, I'm so excited to see you.
Yeah, you too. Tell us where we are.
So we're at Just Between Friends, Kirkwood Arnold. We are a community marketplace that provides a place for local families to sell their gently loved kids items and shop for things that are 50 to 90% below retail. Shoes, clothes, infant equipment, books, games, puzzles, anything you need to clothe and entertain your kids for the next 2 seasons.
Just Between Friends is a national consignment franchise. This one is in Kirkwood Arnold. 200 families will sell their new or gently used items, and the timing is perfect. What are people telling you as they're, shopping for the school season?
I mean, we have things on the floor that are brand new for $5, like Under Armour, you can't beat that.
This is where you go to stretch your dollar, and Tracy's made it easy.
So everything you see on this rolling rack is less than $100. Great Lands End jacket, $12, winter coat. Retail, this would probably be $50, $60. This is an item that's brand new with tags. This cute little dress is $7.
Proving that your wallet doesn't have to grow as fast as your kids. Not only can you get a deal, you can cut one too.
Lots of families are selling with us because it's a great way to make extra money, and it's sustainable, so we're keeping things out of the landfill, which is awesome. And so it's just the perfect place to sell and shop.
Okay, Tracy, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
It's always nice to save a buck. This is a live look at westbound Interstate 44. We are in storm alert this morning, folks, keeping you up to date on the current road conditions and tracking the forecast with our Weather First team. Today in St. Louis at 5 a.m. is back right after the break.
Stop right there. This week, get the Denny's Super Slam starting at $7.99. Hungry for all your breakfast favorites? When you want America's biggest breakfast starting at $7.99 at Denny's.
It's diner time.
Now open really late.
Kelly needs new floors.
I need new floors.
So she went to the flooring experts at LL Flooring, and it was as easy as 1, 2, 3, floor. Nice one, Kelly. LL Flooring, every step covered.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only. Every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Get a beautiful view with new windows from Jeld-Wen. We have over 100 sizes and styles in stock. This 48 by 36 vinyl sliding window is $159 after rebate. Keep your doors secure with our huge selection of Dexter by Schlage lock sets. We carry a variety of styles and finishes that will surely match any decor. Get a satin nickel hall and closet passage door lock for $13.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. Top of the eighth and
Cheesy, saucy, crusty, crunchy. The topping. The sauce. The crunch. The cheese. The mmm. Get more with our Imo's upgrade. For the price of a medium, get a large. For the price of a large, get an extra large. Order today.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your quality Ford dealers. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mizzou football is returning to St. Louis. Be there when the Tigers take on Memphis in the Mizzou to the Luke Classic. Saturday, September 23rd at the Dome at America's Center. Purchase tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Strong storms, flash flooding, and even severe storms this morning. We'll talk about our latest severe weather warning, plus when all of this rain is set to wrap up.
Now in Farmington, Missouri, coming up at 5:30, I'll have more information on storm damage and ways on how you can stay safe.
We are out and about in the storm tracker once again. Don't underestimate the power of moving water. Half of all flood-related deaths occur when people drive into flooding water.
And keeping an eye on the roads as wet conditions continue. I'm tracking your morning commute before you head out the door.
Also, radioactive concerns in Weldon Springs, why lawmakers are seeking compensation for residents based off another study in Ohio.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, and we are in a second day of storm alert. We've been keeping our eye on the roads. As you can see, a lot of roads are wet out there. So no matter where you are, as Anthony likes to remind everyone, that you might see rain or you might not see rain. We have to cover the whole viewing area and not just your own home. So this is a live look at Eureka this morning. Of course, we're going to be checking in throughout the morning, all throughout the bi-state.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be watching us on 5+.
Now, we are bringing you some team coverage this morning from throughout the St. Louis area. Our Alex Fees and Justina Cornell are out bringing you information on how to handle the flash flooding and how to drive in slick conditions.
And if you do have to venture out today, Tracy Henson is keeping an eye on the roads in the studio. But first, let's head on over to meteorologist Anthony Slaughter, who is back from vacation, with a first look at our forecast. Good morning, Anthony.
Yeah, I tell you what, a day to come back. Weather has been pretty active here the last couple of days, and even this morning we are still tallying up rain totals that come in now from Park Hills and Farmington, where this latest round of rain puts you from 1.5 inches to over 2 inches now. That is an update. And everywhere else you've had the similar numbers from Steelville, Vandalia, Illinois, and to Sullivan. These are our highest totals so far this morning, and most likely the same locations will see the rain continue to fall. Some of our radar estimates are showing from Washington County back towards Gasconade 4 to 5 inches. And this is just an estimate from the radar. We haven't officially had any of those numbers come into our newsroom just yet, but that could change as we go through the morning. Again, all of this will stay away from St. Louis. This was a severe thunderstorm warning that has just expired, but still heavy rain from Richwoods, Bonne Terre, Potosi, moving into Farmington and down towards Bloomsdale. And then off on the Illinois side, just some lingering showers south of Belleville and also south of Nashville. So as we go through the day in St. Louis, will be mainly cloudy. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s later on. We all dry out later today, but we will all see very high humidity. humidity today, unfortunately, pushing those heat index values into the 90s. So we'll talk more about that and a look at the weekend. There's more storms coming our way. In the meantime, let us switch gears and say good morning to Miss Tracy Henson this morning, tracking our traffic.
Yeah, and wet road conditions, no surprise there. Some ponding. We could potentially have the risk for flash flooding as well, especially in those areas that were hard hit yesterday. If you travel along 50, for example, through Rosebud and Gerald, that was a particularly troublesome area. Those rolling hills do not help that situation either. You can see here as we zoom in a little closer that St. Clair, a little bit of a slowdown there as they're picking up on that heavier rainfall.
Thank you, Tracy. If you are hitting the roads today is a good day to be flood aware.
Absolutely. Driving in heavy rain requires some special attention. So let's head over to Alex Fees in our storm tracker with what it looks like out there right now this Thursday morning. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, Rennie, Michelle, good morning. We are live in Bonne Terre this morning here in St. Francis County. I want to show you what it looks like outside right now. We are enduring some very heavy rain and lightning here right now. LJ hit the brights. And now that spotlight that our bright headlights are showing is a down power line here near the intersection of Canal and Cross Streets. We're going to take a right off of Canal onto Cross and show you some debris and tree limbs and things of that nature that are down as a result of severe weather they had here. We're now going to take a right on Mound Street and take you to a tree that has fallen on top of a vehicle here. But I tell you what, with this very, very heavy rain right now, it's hard to see even in the storm tracker this morning. But right ahead of us there, you can see there is a red SUV pulled over to the right, or parked on the right side of Mound Street here, with a tree on top of that vehicle. That is what the situation here in St. Francis County was overnight. Now, there are some steps you can take to ensure safety if you're out and about and heavy rain hits like it is here. But first, we have some video to show you from elsewhere overnight. This is a scene in South St. Louis County last night. At that time, we saw heavy rain and intermittent lightning in the skies. National Weather Service officials have recommendations for driving in the rain. Half of all flood-related drownings happen when a car is driven into floodwater. A lot of people underestimate the power of moving water. National Weather Service officials have tips on how to stay safe on a day with a flash flood risk. If you see barriers blocking a flooded road, never drive around them. The road may have collapsed underneath that water. It takes just 12 inches of rushing water to carry away most cars, and just 2 feet of rushing water to carry away bigger SUVs and trucks. Don't walk through floodwaters either. After car drownings, that's the next most common cause of flood-related deaths. It takes only 6 inches of fast-moving floodwater to knock you off your feet. Now, again, we're coming back out live to the situation here in Bonne Terre this morning in St. Francis County. Again, we're on Mound Street, where these are the neighborhoods west of Bonne Terre off of Highway 47, where we're showing you a tree down on top of an SUV. That is very much the situation that people are facing here in Bonne Terre this morning. Want to caution them, as Larry Johnson and I have been driving around this morning, we're seeing a lot of down power lines, and they're difficult to see because of the heavy rain and the debris that these power lines are mixed up with. Reporting live this morning in Bonne Terre, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
All right, we can see the rain's really starting to come down where he is, and our other crews are also experiencing some heavy rain. So we are taking a live look at Eureka right now, and you can see the roads are wet there as well. We're going to have more updates on traffic and weather after the break.
What we do here at the Interventional Pain Institute is we take the time to listen to our patients and hear their story, what fits with their goals, and what's going to get them their quality of life back.
Best and most rewarding aspects of the specialty is seeing how much of a difference that we can actually make in somebody's pain.
I'm Dr. Guy. At the Interventional Pain Institute, we strive for excellence in pain management. Conquering pain for over a decade. Let us help you get your life back.
You and your family deserve to feel safe online, and McAfee can help protect your privacy and personal information. Try McAfee Plus, all-in-one protection for your identity, online privacy, and devices. McAfee Plus helps remove your personal data from websites that sell it and alerts you to suspicious credit and financial activity. Plus, it comes with up to $2 million of identity theft coverage. Protect yourself and your family online. Try McAfee Plus today.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
Over 4 decades of building have shown us that our determination is far tougher than any problem, and that creativity, experience, and the right team can overcome even the most complicated challenges.
Seniors are overpaying for life insurance, sometimes more than twice the monthly rate of what they could be paying. If you've bought a guaranteed acceptance plan, please pay close attention. A 60-year-old male pays almost $90 a month for less than $11,000 in coverage with a guaranteed acceptance plan. But Senior Life Insurance Company qualified him for $11,000 in whole life protection for less than $48 a month. That cut his monthly life insurance rate in half and saved him over $500 a year. A 75-year-old female could save over $50 a month for more coverage by switching to Senior Life. That's a savings of over $600 a year. Call Senior Life now to compare your current policy and see how we could save you hundreds of dollars a year on your life insurance. We might even be able to help you get money back on your current overpriced policy. Stop overpaying for your life insurance. Call Senior Life Insurance Company now for your free quote.
Want you to take a look at some video right here. Overnight, the skies lit up with lightning in Shrewsbury. Our photojournalist, Andy Sidwell, was able to catch some of that lightning, which you can see right here. Some of our area has seen some very stormy conditions this morning. Let's send things over to meteorologist Anthony Slaughter with the current conditions. And Anthony, you brought it to our attention earlier about that thunderstorm moving through south of us, and also a lot of lightning out there. I can just see things behind you.
Yeah, so this morning, I want to get you to the radar because we were talking about this earlier in the 4 o'clock hour. Now here we are at 5:40, and we're still dealing with strong storms. But all of this is south of St. Louis. Now, what you saw from Alex a minute ago was down in Bonne Terre, and we did have a severe thunderstorm warning when this cell moved on through. It has pushed through at least parts of Bonne Terre and Park Hills, but you see there is still heavy rain, but there's also been some storm reports here, and that's what I want to show you this morning, because as we show you these storm reports, that's going to give you an idea of what exactly has happened here. So from Bonne Terre over towards Potosi, Farmington, it looks like we have some trees down that were reported there, and some of these areas are, again, this is just happening within the last half hour, unlike what we saw overnight. I'll step off and you can see this in its entirety. Numerous trees down there reported from the county dispatch in Bonne Terre. That looked like that was earlier last night. There's another one from last night at 10:30. Some of these are still old, but these are again coming in as we speak. And this one looks like it was a large tree, but that happened yesterday morning. So again, these reports are coming on in as we speak, and thank you to Tracy Henson, who's on standby as well, helping me with some of these graphics this morning. So as we go through the day in St. Louis, you probably realize that, hey, there's not a whole lot happening, and that will be the case for St. Louis Metro. But again, area south dealing with the storms. The Metro would take you hour by hour, and you can see it's mostly cloudy today. When we dry out for all of us this afternoon, it will be in the 80s for daytime highs. So in St. Louis Metro, this is really what most of us are seeing, just cloudy skies. 74, the current temperature, and the dew point is at 70. So that is going to be very humid air. Here's your 7-day forecast. We do have more storms in the forecast for the weekend. We will talk more about that coming on up. All right, let's get an update on the roads this morning and talk to Tracy. Thanks for your help, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So in these dark conditions, it is quite dangerous to be out on the roadways, especially in those areas hard hit by the rains. You could come across down power lines, trees, and debris pretty quickly. Now, aside from the storm threat, I do want to talk about a couple issues going on in Belleville this morning. It's been a bit of a bumpy start for the Belleville area between 20th and 23rd. This was a report of a sinkhole. For now, it does show that that roadway is still closed. And then we also have this area here, and the road is blocked on 159 between Adams and Garfield due to a water main break.
Thanks so much, Tracy. Local elected officials hold a town hall in New Melle to talk about radioactive waste and recently released documents in the metro area. State Representative Tricia Barron says she recently found out about a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Energy. It was connected to an atomic bomb plant in Ohio from the 90s where people were compensated and their health was monitored. That plant was the sister plant to the one in Weldon Spring.
But meanwhile at Weldon, 1,000 feet from a high school, while we had cleanup they did a PR stunt on our people, and that included field trips, that included open houses, that included having scientists help us with our science fairs.
Senator Josh Hawley was able to get an amendment to a current law passed in the Senate that would provide compensation for people with medical conditions caused by exposure to radioactive waste, but that measure still has to go through the House.
We're going to go back out live now once again to check on the conditions. This is in Eureka, just off of Interstate 44. The skies still look ominous, but it appears that it is not raining there at this time. But as Anthony's been pointing out, it is raining throughout the area and other places, especially south of St. Louis. Anthony will stay on top of the weather for you coming up in just a bit, as well as Tracy Henson taking a look at the traffic before you head out the door for your morning commute.
When dangerous weather strikes,
we have now set a daily all-time record.
You can count on the 5 on Your Side team to track the storm and how it's impacting your community.
The message this morning, stay off the roads.
Bringing you extended coverage on our 5+ app to make sure you and your family stay safe. Turn to us on air on our app or streaming on 5+ until the storm breaks. 5 on Your Side, focused on you.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your quality Ford dealers. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy.
Stay off the freeways. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
In our experience, money decisions are as much heart as they are head. And a good financial plan listens to both. Let's go beyond the numbers and have a heart-to-heart about your finances. See how your money can do more.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only, every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
Hey, Scott, what's the forecast in St. Peter's?
No matter where you are or how you get your weather, we know you want the forecast for your backyard. And you want it now. The 5 on Your Side Weather First team, focused on you.
Well, we do remain in storm alert this morning. Our team coverage continues with our mighty Joe Young. And Joe, how are you doing? What are you seeing this morning? You okay?
Good morning, Michelle. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm on eastbound 44. I went out to Eureka and circled back. I'm cruising in with our friends from Jefferson County and Franklin County, and that commute looks pretty good. Not a lot of rain right now. You might get a little mist coming up from the roadway, but it's starting to dry out, so things are looking good heading in on 44. That's a live look at the morning commute. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, Joe, stay safe out there. We continue our weather team coverage in St. Francis County right now, where fast-moving winds came in, causing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, and we're hearing 70 miles an hour winds of 70 miles an hour hit several parts in that area, including Farmington. Our Justina Cornell is joining us live from there. Justina, how are you doing? What can you tell us?
Well, I look like a wet dog, but you know, we are making it. We were live right by a down power, a power line and a traffic light, but we moved down out under a gas station to be safe. It's coming down hard. It sounds like someone's bowling above us. I just want to show you, not only do I look like a wet dog, I want to show you how much rain came down, a little bit of show and tell. This is my rain boot, and that's how much rain came down. Now, emergency crews say that they're working quickly to fix those down power lines, those down trees. Now, also working hard are those emergency management crews, such as St. Louis County's team. Post-flash flooding, their emergency management specialist said you should avoid disaster areas. Do not enter a flood damaged home until you get all clear from authorities. Now, if you're heading out, they urge you to avoid driving into floodwaters, and the biggest thing is to be prepared.
And make sure that you have a bag ready to go. Only call 911 if it's a life-threatening emergency. If you have to be out on the roadway, please look for floodwaters. Never drive into the floodwaters.
When I spoke to Farmington Emergency Management around 3 a.m., they tell me about that time there were 500 people without power. We don't know the exact number just yet, but coming up at 6, we'll hear more on how they're making sure people are staying safe.
This morning, the 3 things to know about the St. Louis Cardinals from Wednesday night. Number 1, starter Dakota Hudson handled his business on the mound. He went 7 innings. He gave up 3 runs, but he also struck out 6 batters. Number 2, the power of the St. Louis bats. The Cardinals struck for 3 home runs in the 2nd inning. Tyler O'Neill, Jordan Walker, and Lars Nootbaar hit them. Nootbaar's home run put the Cardinals up by 4 runs. And then there's number 3, Nootbaar's athletic ability. I want you to check out the catch he made here in center field. All the way back to the wall, crashes, but he hung on. The Cardinals beat the Twins 7-3. Right now, there is no baseball for Cardinals pitcher Miles Mikolas. He's now serving a 5-game suspension for hitting Chicago's Ian Happ last Friday. It earned him an ejection. Mikolas will likely pitch again next Tuesday against Tampa. Right now, the disappointing finish for Hazelwood West grad Devin Williams. He came on in relief for the Brewers, and with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th, the Brewers committed 2 errors. And the Nationals won the game 3-2. It's just the 3rd blown save for Williams this year in 30 save opportunities. And this morning, the magnificent Messi. He scored twice for Inter Miami on Wednesday. The first goal came in the first 5 minutes. In 3 matches with Miami, Messi has scored 5 times, and Miami has not lost with him on the pitch. Miami beat Orlando City SC 3-1 last night and moved into the round of 16 of the League's Cup.
All right. Well, let's go over our traffic conditions for the morning. This is 44 at Gray Summit. Earlier, this was quite the show with lots of lightning out there. Now it's a little quieter as we get into our first light hours here. And we do have wet roadways in many spots, and where that heavier rainfall is, it has been pretty slow going. You can see that that band of rainfall pretty much from Sullivan extending to our southeast through Farmington. Just be sure to go slow in those areas. And if you're in Belleville, they have a water main break as well as a sinkhole apparently that is on 20th to 23rd, and then that water main break is on 159.
All right, thank you for that update, Tracy, this morning. As far as our weather goes, we want to start you off with a look in our storm tracker. This is down in Bonne Terre, where we did just have a strong storm roll through. You see how the water's collecting there off in the storm drain. So yes, heavy rain still an issue, but also we've had reports of trees down in Bonne Terre and some power outages. I just checked, Ameren is reporting over 2,000 customers there in that area without power. So this morning, that's where our attention is, south of St. Louis. And even though it's not the metro, this is still our viewing area until we get outside of Perry County and outside of Madison County. So this area, as they flip on the TV, this is the information that we're finding and that we want to deliver to you. And you can see this area that I'm going to circle here, really from Potosi, Bonne Terre into Farmington. This is where the worst of the weather is now. So if you are about to head out and you usually drive the roads and, just a typical normal morning, you may want to wait about 15 minutes just for this rain to subside, because you saw in that shot we just showed you, folks are still having to hit the brakes, and because of power outages, there are power lines down in this area in some spots. So again, Bonne Terre, Farmington, Potosi, Bismarck, heading over towards Perryville, you do want to be careful. And then this area of rain, yes, it's raining, but it's nothing severe, but it is coming down pretty good from New Athens into Lively Grove, just south of you in Nashville, but including Sparta and Steelville, Illinois, along with Chester and St. Genevieve. So here is what to expect as we go through the next few days. We'll have the morning rain today. This should wrap up by about 7, 8 o'clock for all of us, but 2 to 5 inches is expected in those heaviest downpours. And then, unfortunately, it's just going to be very uncomfortable humidity today. Our dew points stay in the 70s, and that will make our heat index values reach into the 90s. The rainy pattern continues into the weekend. In fact, tomorrow, another round of storms possible. 70 forecast gets us into next week. Some good news. We actually start to dry out into Monday and Tuesday as temperatures finally cool down. Yeah, I hear you guys have been in the triple digits, so we're getting a break from that as we head into next week. All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Anthony. A new item is on the lunch menu this school year. Kraft Heinz says it's testing out Lunchables that contain fresh fruit. The options include clementines, apples, pineapples, and grapes paired with either ham or turkey. The trays also contain cheese and crackers. The new products cost more than original Lunchables, but they have a larger serving with a separate compartment to keep the fruit fresh. Online food delivery platform DoorDash set records in its second quarter. Now, this comes after the app's grocery and convenience deliveries accelerated and it improved driver efficiency. The San Francisco-based company said its total orders rose 25% to $532 million from April to June this year. DoorDash's chief financial officer said the company is continuing to see growth as customers are ordering more frequently.
Unfair medical care. The new study showing the discrepancy between treatment of patients based on race. The time right now is 5:54 on this Thursday morning. A live look outside, and look, the sun. We haven't seen that in a while. Coming up at 6 o'clock, our Justina Cornell and Alex Fees are highlighting flood safety on the roads. And we have the weather first forecast of meteorologist Anthony Slaughter.
Don't forget, you can also get the latest Weather First forecast on your phone. We've made it really easy. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We're back after this.
John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan.
Save 11% on everything now at Menards. Get the comfort and support you'd expect from a new mattress with Serta. Find the perfect mattress that fits your size and firmness needs. A Serta mattress in a box is compact and easy to transport, making it perfect for students heading back to school. Just unpack and unroll for an easy and convenient setup. Right now, Serta gel memory foam mattresses are starting at $289.95 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
Over 4 decades of building have shown us that our determination is far tougher than any problem, and that creativity, experience, and the right team can overcome even the most complicated challenges.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only, every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
Spectrum One brings you seamless connection. Get Spectrum One. You won't be stressing with our fastest download speeds. Advanced Wi-Fi security. Free nationwide 5G. Call 1-844. It's the one.
Hey, the song ain't done. Let me tell you a little bit about Spectrum One. No diggity, doubt the best deal in town. $49.99, how that sound? Get Spectrum One for $49.99 a month. Call 1-844. It's the one.
Hello, Reinhold Electric. Since 1976, we've been serving the St. Louis area.
For residential or commercial.
Or industrial. Security.
No job is too big.
Or too small.
At Reinhold, we do it all.
Well, welcome back to Today in St. Louis on this Thursday morning. It is 5:57 and we are in storm alert right now. We're going to take a look from Storm Tracker, which is down in Bonne Terre. And as Anthony was pointing out earlier, you could see the side of the road there with all the water ponding and really collecting. And you can see the spray from the vehicles going down the road as well. Our Alex Fees has been live down there for us throughout the morning. And at one point, he was in a neighborhood where there were a number of downed trees and power lines. So if you live in the Bonne Terre area, please be safe when you go outside. He said a number of the power lines you could not see because of the darkness, the rainfall, and the debris.
Well, we do have a recall alert this morning. The pharmaceutical company behind the birth control Tydemi is recalling 2 batches of the drug. Tests from the company and FDA show the pills had decreased levels of ascorbic acid, which could reduce the effectiveness in preventing pregnancy. The affected batches were distributed between June 3rd, 2022 and May 31st, 2023, with expiration dates of January or September 2024. A new survey from the Urban Institute shows that Black parents and their children are more likely to experience unfair treatment when seeking medical care. Black parents reporting this treatment was about 10% higher than parents who are white, Hispanic, or other racial groups. A co-author of the study said the unfair treatment could cause additional stress to patients and lead them to mistrust the healthcare system. And as we've been mentioning, we remain in storm alert this morning. Our team coverage continues with our mighty Joe Young, who is on eastbound 44 near 270. And Joe, looks like it's a little dry where you are right now.
Yes, Michelle, good news. The rain has kind of stopped and the roads are drying out, so the morning commute is improving with each minute this morning. Traffic's flowing at normal speed, so things are looking good. I'm going to hop on 270 and go north and check things out, but that's a live look at the morning commute and the road conditions. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, Joe, stay safe out there. Stay with us now. Today in St. Louis at 6 a.m. starts right now.
Strong storms continue to roll through our area. Heavy rain away from St. Louis. We'll update you on when all of this rain wraps up, plus more to come as we head into the weekend.
Christina Cornell in Farmington, Missouri, and coming up in a few minutes, I'll have more on how emergency crews are preparing to keep you safe.
We are live in Bonne Terre this morning. We'll give you a look at what is going on along Highway 47 here with very heavy rainfall coming down in this part of St. Francis County.
St. Louis weather. It can, 1 minute it's dry, 1 minute it's storming like crazy.
Storm crews standing by. How local emergency departments are planning for today's flash flooding risk.
School shopping spree. How you can snag a full wardrobe for your kids at 50 to 90% off.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Good Thursday morning. Right now, the southern part of our region on both sides of the river are in flash flood alerts. So we're waking up in a storm alert this morning once again. Here's a look at the current conditions in Chesterfield, Arnold, and Eureka. That's where the rain has been hitting the hardest, both yesterday and again this morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, August the 3rd. I'm Renee Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Right now, the risk of flash flooding still high for a lot of folks out there. We've seen lots of lightning as well. Half an hour ago, we had to move our Justina Cornell, actually, and our photographer Kira to a safer location in St. Francis County. And we just saw their live shot just a second ago. Lots of lightning again.
A lot of water.
Yes, a lot of water. We've got our whole team monitoring our conditions out there. Weather First meteorologist Anthony Slaughter and Tracy Henson are here keeping an eye on our weather chances and our road conditions. Alex Fees is also out on the road in our storm tracker giving us a look from the ground.
And our Justina Cornell is in Farmington with tips for dealing with flooding roads and water damage. But first, let's check in with our Anthony Slaughter with that forecast. Welcome back from vacation, Anthony.
All right, welcome back. And this morning, we are waking up in storm alert, as you mentioned. Here's a look at the radar, and you can see what I'm talking about, all the rain that's south of St. Louis. We've been tracking this for the duration of the morning, but St. Louis Metro has missed out on a lot of this rain. Where the heaviest is set up just south of Herman, where we did have a flash flood warning in place for parts of Gasconade and Franklin County. That has expired. Some good news there. Also, the severe thunderstorm warning we had in Bonne Terre, that has expired. So we are making some headway when it comes to the severe risk and the severity of the flash flooding. I will say St. Louis Metro, St. Charles Metro East will miss out completely on any flash flooding, but it's down in Bonne Terre, Farmington, Bismarck, and even over towards Perryville, where this particular cell was the one responsible for the power outages in Bonne Terre and also the flash flooding there. But again, right now, no flood alerts anywhere. Those have expired all across our viewing area, even in southern Illinois. It's just plain old rain, nothing severe. So we are making some improvements here across the area, but it is still raining. Just the flooding threat has diminished, especially in St. Louis, greatly. I mean, we're probably just going to stay cloudy through the morning with afternoon temperatures in the 80s, and yes, some sunshine in that forecast later today. We will talk more about stormy weather as we go into the weekend. That's coming up. Let's get an update on those area roads and talk to meteorologist Tracy Henson. Good morning to you, Tracy.
All right, good morning. So 44 at 100. This is Gray Summit. We do have a semi that's off to the side. I think he's just maybe waiting out some weather if he is heading south. You can see there that the roadway is just a little bit glossy, showing off that we have had a bit of rainfall out there. So in those areas with the ponding, that could also be significant. So your shoulders and your center lanes might be a little bit flooded in those areas, especially along 44 and Interstate 55. But so far, things are moving along pretty good this morning. Only one issue to talk about, and that's been Belleville this morning. A little bit odd here. So along 20th to 23rd, that was a report of a sinkhole that came in around 4 in the morning. And then they have this water main break, and it's still reporting that it's closed at Illinois 159 near Lincoln Street. Now, the second morning of pre-dawn threatening weather is turning area roads slick and some at risk for flash flooding. Alex Faze is out and about in the storm tracker monitoring conditions. He joins us live now with how to safely drive in the rain. Alex.
Hey, Tracy, good morning. You can probably see a very impressive lightning display out the window here behind me. Let's give you a look out the windshield here. This is Highway 47 in this part of St. Francis County here in Bonne Terre. Now, this drainage ditch or creek here along Highway 47, Larry Johnson and I have just decided this thing has risen several feet, probably 2 or 3 feet in the course of the last half hour or so. Again, this is right along Highway 47 here. You can see the splash coming off of vehicles that are traveling on Highway 47 this morning. This is very much the situation with, again, an impressive lightning display and very heavy rain falling here in the city of Bonne Terre this morning. Now, AAA officials say the first 10 minutes of a downpour present the highest risk for this, for hydroplaning, when tire treads lose contact with the concrete. Now, we've got some video to show you from overnight. This is shot in South St. Louis County that night. At times we saw heavy rain and intermittent lightning in the skies. So if you're out and about driving in these conditions, AAA officials say this is what you need to do to avoid hydroplaning and maintain control of your car. Follow the leader. Try to drive in the tracks of the car in front of you for a clear path. Leave extra room. If you typically leave 3 seconds of space between you and the vehicle in front of you, make it 4 or 5. If you're on the highway, try to drive in the center lane. Many roadways have a crown that sends water either to the left or to the right. Avoid cruise control. Don't give up control. If you have to slow down in wet weather, just take your foot off the accelerator. Don't give away any control to that notion of cruise control. And stay calm. Your first reaction to hydroplaning might be to brake, but resist it. Don't brake. Don't hit the brakes. Instead, just ease off of that accelerator. Once your vehicle regains traction, look and steer in the direction that you want to go. And again, we are looking at a live shot here in the town of Bonne Terre this morning. You can see that drainage ditch is filling. I fear that water may soon cross Highway 47 here going through the town of Bonne Terre. A very impressive display of lightning and high water rising here in this creek or drainage ditch in the city of Bonne Terre. And as people exit their homes here this morning in this neighborhood along Highway 47, I want to caution them to look out for down power lines. It's deceptive because oftentimes you can't see them. Larry Johnson and I noticed that driving around town this morning with all the down tree limbs. Live in St. Francis County, Alex Faze, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Alex. Here's a look at the downpour from last night from our cameras at the Kirkwood Farmers Market. Look at that. It's a lot of water coming down. While the plants might be happy about that water, that kind of downpour could lead to leaks in roofs and, of course, flooded basements. Wind was a problem last night in some parts of our viewing area, like St. Francis County, where they recorded 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Our Justina Cornell is joining us live from Farmington. And Justina, I know that we've been moving you around quite a bit because of the flooding. Earlier, you said you felt like a wet dog. As long as you don't smell like a wet dog, that's all right. But how's it looking out there right now where you are? I hope you're being safe.
Don't smell like it, but I definitely look like it. I was saying, we were just talking about how when I Mary Poppins my umbrella, we knew it was time to get to safety. So right now we're under a gas station, and just to give you an idea, Farmington is about 75 miles southwest of St. Louis. So just to give you some perspective of where we are located right now. Right now we're underneath a gas station just to be safe, but you can still feel the wind and the rain coming through. Now emergency crews tell me that there are down power lines, down trees, and they're working quickly to go through all of that. But of course, Mother Nature might get in the way, so they're just working quickly but safely, and that's their #1 priority right now. Also working hard are emergency management crews such as St. Louis County's team. Post-flash flooding, their emergency management specialist said you should avoid disaster areas. Do not enter a flood-damaged home until you get all clear from authorities. Check on loved ones, and if you're heading out, they urge you to avoid driving into floodwaters. And the biggest thing is to be prepared.
We want to urge everybody, if you don't have to travel, don't. Please just stay home. And if you do have to travel, make sure that you're looking for those down trees, down power lines after a storm has moved through your neighborhood. Be on the lookout for floodwater.
Now, I just spoke to the emergency management with the region right here, and they tell me that flash flooding is their biggest concern. Right now we're at a gas station. We do see people out and about, so just please be careful. Wow, you can hear that noise right now. Again, be careful if you're heading out there. Coming up at 6:30, we'll have more information on how many people are without power. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Wow, that is just such impressive thunder. All right, stay safe, Justina and Kira. Thanks so much. It is important to have those emergency crews at the ready. Just over 1 year ago, our Sydney Stallworth and Mercedes McKay recorded this video. You can see while they were headed out to report on flash flooding, their car got stuck in rising waters because it happened so fast. They were under an overpass in Maryland Heights. Thankfully, firefighters got to them very quickly and carried them to safety. It just shows you really how fast things can turn around. And our first responders are doing such incredible work. Our utility crews are working, and they are ready to respond to similar weather-related emergencies this morning. My brother-in-law's a lineman. He's been super busy. So as of yesterday afternoon, several fire crews across the area activated a special task force to stay on top of emergency calls.
And they requested boats. So if there's flooding in the area, the teams are already rostered, and they'll be ready to be deployed at short time. It only takes a couple inches for cars these days to float. So a couple inches of water can make you be pushed off road into deeper water.
And again, just want to thank all of our folks who are out there working in this treacherous weather. By the way, he also recommends charging your phone before you get in your car and bringing an emergency kit that includes a flashlight.
And listen to this. Ameren, Missouri and Ameren, Illinois are working together to get the lights back on both sides of the river. If the weather hits one area harder than the other, they shift gears to get the lights back on. Now, here's a look at the current outages in our area. Right now, there are less than 150 Ameren, Illinois customers without power. But on the Missouri side, over 14,000 customers are in the dark right now, Anthony.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, most of those come from St. Francis County, where recently power was knocked out to over 2,000 customers there from the particular storm I'm about to show you on the radar. This one moving through Farmington right now. I will say we don't have any severe thunderstorms in our area right now, no warnings, but there certainly is heavy rain that's covering the road. And in some spots, so much lightning and thunder, well, you're probably getting woken up and you're probably hearing it. You heard from Justina's live shot. Of course, Mother Nature You know how it is. Sometimes, especially when it's nice and quiet in these times of mornings, you get that loud thunder and boom, it kind of shocks you. So this morning, Farmington, storms are moving through there. Bonne Terre, things are wrapping up there, but that's where you had most of those power outages. And then over towards Perryville, southern Illinois, yes, you have storms lingering as well. So here's what to expect the next few days. This morning, the rain should wrap up, but in the heaviest downpours, 2 to 5 inches. Unfortunately, it's going to be very uncomfortable when it comes to the humidity today. There are more storms, though, in that weekend forecast. The Futurecast and the numbers coming up in just a few minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Anthony. And the Weather First forecast is available 24/7. We keep reminding you on this because it's so important, especially if you're out the door and saying, okay, what's the weather like? Text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we will send you a link.
Revamping the railroads, Missouri's plan to improve safety a year after the deadly Amtrak crash near Minden.
Spend a little, save a lot, where you can stock up on back-to-school clothes and make some money in the process.
This 5 on Your Side newscast is sponsored by the St. Louis College of Health Careers. Come here and go anywhere.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Zero means zero at Claus Furniture. Zero down payment, zero interest for 24 months, zero minimum purchase, zero sales tax. Yes, today at Claus, zero gets you everything. Choose from the area's most up-to-date selection of sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, bedrooms, and comfortable mattresses. Then take it all home with zero down payment, zero interest for 24 months, zero minimum purchase, zero sales tax. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Claus Furniture now.
Hey, it's me, your vacation. So let's discuss my ingenious plan for reconnecting with the family. Small town charm, endless excitement, and live music shows. Then mix in shopping, dining, and a few picture-perfect moments. And you guessed it, we are going to Branson. Let's have some fun and get away from, this. Come on, these family memories aren't going to make themselves. So let's get this show on the road. To Branson!
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
In our experience, money decisions are as much heart as they are head. And a good financial plan listens to both. Let's go beyond the numbers and have a heart-to-heart about your finances. See how your money can do more.
Suburban Leisure Center's summer clearance sale is going on now. Save up to 50% on selected items. We still have over 150 different patio sets on display. Save on a great selection of sofas, love seats, sectionals, gliders, bar and dining sets. We have over 100 different outdoor umbrellas on display. Suburban Leisure Center's summer clearance sale going on now. On Olive in Chesterfield, 1 mile west of 141.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Hey, Scott, what's the forecast in St. Peter's?
No matter where you are or how you get your weather, we know you want the forecast for your backyard.
And you want it now. The 5 on Your Side Weather First team, focused on you.
All right, welcome back. This morning, we are in storm alert because of the obvious, the heavy rain that has been coming on down. This is a live look in Farmington, one of the hardest hit areas right now. The radar showing the heaviest rain over this particular area, and that's why we wanted to show you that live image. Just in case you're thinking about hitting the roads, you can see how much lightning out there and the sheets of rain that continue to come down. So Farmington, we're talking to you right now, and that's where the worst of the weather has set up. You still do have some rain that extends from Farmington up towards Franklin, Gasconade County, and back towards central Missouri. The area that's circled on the screen, this area will see rain at least for the next couple of hours. Futurecast showing that, but things do wind down between the 7 and 8 o'clock hour there. And by 9 o'clock, the radar is just completely bare, and I think we'll be happy with that. As we head through the weekend, more storm chances. We'll track that on our Futurecast in just a few minutes. Tracking the roads is Tracy Henson this morning, and double duty this morning because I know you're a meteorologist, keeping an eye on the weather with me as well.
Sure, definitely. I was here last night as well. Lots of lightning strikes out across the sky. At one point, I measured just about 3,000 lightning strikes. That was mostly for our southern counties. 255 at Telegraph here. You can see it's a little glossy. That is indicating some water on the roadways, but it's not particularly bad. The entire metro area is going to come out pretty unscathed from this whole event, so hopefully we keep our traffic incidents to a minimum this morning. You can see where that heaviest rainfall is. It kind of goes from Sullivan all the way down into Perryville, impacting some of our highways there. 55 and 44. I'm looking at you.
All right, thanks so much, Tracy. This afternoon, former President Donald Trump will appear in court in D.C. over charges of trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election. The charges also include conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against the right to vote. The indictment papers allege Trump spread lies. He had won the election, but that, quote, these claims were false and the defendant knew they were false.
It's the first time that a sitting president is attacking a political opponent on First Amendment grounds and basically making it criminal to state your position.
There are 6 unnamed co-conspirators in the case. Right now, Mr. Trump is the only one indicted.
Today, a cyber stalker guilty of threatening to rape and kill several women will be sentenced in St. Louis County. Last month, Robert Merkel pleaded guilty to federal charges as a prior and persistent offender. He pleaded guilty to similar charges in 2018. He's due in court at 3 o'clock this afternoon. In May, Missouri passed a new cyber crime law sparked by Merkel's crimes. This morning, we have the National Transportation Safety Report's initial report on the deadly Greyhound bus crash in the Metro East. The bottom line, we may not know exactly what happened until the year 2025. The crash happened earlier on July the 12th. 3 people died when the bus crashed into 3 semi-trucks parked on the shoulder of Interstate 70. 2 of the survivors are now suing Greyhound.
Today, Governor Mike Parson and MoDOT will unveil a new railroad safety plan 1 year after the deadly Amtrak crash near Mendon, Missouri. That plan is part of House Bill 4, which grants $50 million to improving rail crossing safety on Missouri's 3 state rail lines. In June 2022, 4 people were killed when an Amtrak train collided with a dump truck at a railroad crossing.
All right, Michelle and Rennie, let's talk about our weather first forecast. And this morning we are tallying up totals. We're keeping an eye on more storms. That actually one now has turned severe. So let's start off with a look at the totals. And this comes in from Park Hills into Farmington, where just over 2 inches have fallen. In fact, Farmington and Park Hills, these totals will probably go up just because in the last few minutes you've had heavier rain. But from Steelville, Missouri to Vandalia, Illinois, and to Sullivan, these highest totals so far this morning, closing in on 3 inches of rain so far. Now, you notice on the Doppler radar, St. Louis is missing most of this rain, and I don't think we'll see a whole lot from St. Louis, St. Charles, areas north, back towards the Metro East. But where our attention is this morning is down south, our southernmost counties from Farmington right along that 67 drive into Fredericktown. And then also this particular cell has just moved into Perry County. It does not include Perryville City, but it does include the county of Perry, which encompasses Parker Lake, Silver Lake, and also Yount. So those areas here in some of our rural counties, southernmost area of Perry County, under a severe thunderstorm warning. And that means you could have some trees come down. You could also have some branches and power lines, just like we saw happen in Bonne Terre. That particular cell did knock out some power to a good 2,000 customers in Bonne Terre, and even trees down in Bonne Terre, again, moving towards Perry County right now. That's the one area of concern for now. And then you see behind it, you just have trailing thunderstorms that continue from Herman back towards central Missouri. So while we'll have more rain, again, I just don't think we'll see it here in the metro area. But where it does rain the heaviest this morning, 2 to 5 inches is expected. So those areas that are close to 3 will probably be closer to 4 to 5 when it's all said and done. Unfortunately, the humidity, it just stays sky high today. I mean, we're talking dew points in the upper 70s, which would create heat index values in the 90s later on today. So not the best outdoor kind of day. Our rainy pattern continues into the weekend. Tomorrow, another round of storms possible and spotty storms likely for Saturday and Sunday. After that, we'll get a break, but unfortunately, we have to contend with more rain through that time frame. Here's the Futurecast. 6 o'clock, this right now is what the Futurecast is showing, but we go into 7, 8. Notice how, again, that trailing cells, all those trailing storms that were back towards central Missouri, this is showing those start to shut off and wind down. What happens when the sun comes up, the low-level jet kind of shuts off, and so that's why the thinking is a lot of these storms will clear as the sun is now up. This is 9 o'clock this morning, area-wide, everywhere is dry. We go into tomorrow. About this time, we'll have a couple more rounds of storms work through, some in the pre-dawn hours, and then maybe another round late morning. This will be the trend through the weekend, so as you have weekend plans outside, you will have to dodge those drops, as we like to say. Here's your 7-day forecast. 87 today, 90s on the way for the weekend, and the storms finally should wrap up on Monday, and a nice cool down coming. Temperatures on Tuesday of next week into the low 80s. All right, stick with us. Today in St. Louis rolls on after this break.
When dangerous weather strikes,
we have now set a daily all-time record.
You can count on the 5 on Your Side team to track the storm and how it's impacting your community.
The message this morning, stay off the roads.
Bringing you extended coverage on our 5+ app to make sure you and your family stay safe. Turn to us on air on our app or streaming on 5+ until the storm breaks. 5 on Your Side, focused on you.
We never thought that we would get a house like this. You know, you helped us to understand that that was an attainable dream.
We've been able to do this twice now. You know, it's not just about mortgages and buying a house. I would want someone to be honest with me.
It's a huge commitment, and having a banker that's committed to getting you the right option is really important.
You know, I think we finally feel settled and really enjoy, you know, where we get to come home to. And our cat loves the area. So.
Yeah.
I was on the way to work and I got rear-ended. The first person that I called was Morgan & Morgan. With Morgan & Morgan, the process in general, very easy. All I had to do was e-sign, so everything was sent via email. I never had to come into the branch to sign off on any paper. I could be in a different state, and for me to just do this, click this e-sign, I'm like, okay, it's easier than you think. My attorney made sure all the steps were laid out in front of my face for me to actually read. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give him a 12. That's not even on the scale, so working with Morgan & Morgan is so easy.
Simple pleasures are growing at Eckert's. Peaches, too. Come in and pick your own. The orchards at Eckert's.
0 means 0 at Claus Furniture. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 24 months, 0 minimum purchase, 0 sales tax. Yes, today at Claus, 0 gets you everything. Choose from the area's most up-to-date selection of sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, bedrooms, and comfortable mattresses. Then take it all home with 0 down payment, 0 interest for 24 months, 0 minimum purchase, 0 sales tax. 0 means 0, but there's 0 time to waste. So hurry to Claus Furniture now.
Jim Butler is the Chevy powerhouse.
Jim Butler is the Chevy powerhouse.
Shop online or stop by our lot, and soon you'll be singing along too.
Jim Butler is the Chevy powerhouse.
Well, good morning, everyone. Keeping an eye on the roads this morning. We do have some water issues depending on where you are, but some roads are nice and dry. Our Joe Young is on the road this morning, and you can see it's not even glassy out there. We have overcast conditions. This is a view around the metro area this morning. Things are looking really nice there. Now, if you do have a journey south, or maybe you live down in our southern counties, you are coming across quite a bit of rainfall out there this morning. This is the view from Perryville. You can see all that that's off to the sides of the road, and lots of lightning strikes out there. That lightning has been slowing people down a little bit. Why? Because they're stopping to look at it, or they're slowing down to look at it. We do have another accident here to tell you about. This is our first one of the day. This is right along Interstate 44 westbound. This is a crash that is blocking the shoulder at Jameson.
All right, thanks so much, Tracy. I was just thinking, looky-loos. That was the word that I used to call people who look at the side of the road. All right, it is back to school time already, but you don't have to break the bank when you're clothes shopping. I'm going to walk you through a big consignment sale happening this week in the Bi-State. Everybody knows kids are so expensive, but I'm going to show you how you can get a full wardrobe for fall and winter for less than 2 tanks of gas. Come on.
Hi, oh my gosh, Tracy, I'm so excited to see you.
Yeah, you too. Tell us where we are.
So we're at Just Between Friends, Kirkwood Arnold. We are a community marketplace that provides a place for local families to sell their gently loved kids items and shop for things that are 50 to 90% below retail. Shoes, clothes, infant equipment, books, games, puzzles, anything you need to clothe and entertain your kids for the next 2 seasons.
Just Between Friends is a national consignment franchise. This one is in Kirkwood Arnold. 200 families will sell their new or gently used items, and the timing is perfect. What are people telling you as they're, shopping for the school season?
I mean, we have things on the floor that are brand new for $5, like Under Armour, you can't beat that.
This is where you go to stretch your dollar, and Tracy's made it easy.
So everything you see on this rolling rack is less than $100. Great Lands End jacket, $12, winter coat. Retail, this would probably be $50, $60. This is an item that's brand new with tags. This cute little dress is $7.
Proving that your wallet doesn't have to grow as fast as your kids. Not only can you get a deal, you can cut one too.
Lots of families are selling with us because it's a great way to make extra money, and it's sustainable, so we're keeping things out of the landfill, which is awesome. And so it's just the perfect place to sell and shop.
Okay, Tracy, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
So many things. All right, well, the sale is now through August 5th at the Bud Dome 2 in Green Park. And if you're, testing your luck for an even bigger deal or trying for it, most items are actually half off on the last day. So good luck shopping, everybody. Today's pet for adoption in the meantime is Raven Baxter. Oh my gosh, from Stray Rescue of St. Louis. I love this little puppy. This smart female puppy, by the way, ready to find her place in the world and her forever home. Some of her hobbies include snuggling, playing with her toys, and going on car rides. Oh my gosh.
Don't forget Nappy. She was sleeping.
Yeah.
And now it's time for Sammy Stars, and today's stars, plural, are Annie and Claire. They come to us from Knob Lick, Missouri. Nothing like a ride in a golf cart in the countryside, huh? Maybe they're looking for a deer or trying to find something else going on out there. I want to say thank you so much for sending that to us. If you'd like to see your pet on TV, just tweet us a picture and a little information using that hashtag SammyStars.
Oh my goodness, all that puppy cuteness. We are taking a live look in the meantime at the storm damage in Farmington, Missouri. Coming up at 6:30, a look at the rising water from this morning's storms, lots of lightning, and when to expect the rain to return to the Bi-State.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get up to $1,000 bonus cash on the 2023 Tucson or Santa Fe, plus 3.29% APR. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
This summer is all about fun in the sun and enjoying all the deals in the McDonald's app, like any size world-famous fries for $1.39. There's even a deal for 20% off your entire order when you spend $4. It's the summer of McD app deals. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
Life happens, and no matter what it brings, Scott Credit Union is with you to help you with the unexpected. We will be there every step of the way. Scott Credit Union, with you, every single one of you.
With Nurtec ODT, I can treat a migraine when it strikes and prevent migraine attacks, all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur, even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
Ask about Nurtec ODT.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, Steve.
Tell me why the Kettle River Furniture and Bedding Labor Day sale is the best around.
Easy. You know Kettle River is famous for lowest prices every day, right?
Yeah.
Well, for this sale, everything in the showroom gets marked down from there.
Top brands?
Yeah.
Mattresses?
Everything, which would make the Kettle River Furniture and Bedding Labor Day sale the biggest around.
Hey, we should tell our friends.
I think we just did.
4 years free interest.
Where did that come from?
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Improve your home's curb appeal with Pittsburgh Grand Distinction exterior paint. It's highly dirt resistant and provides a mildew resistant coating. Pick up a gallon of Grand Distinction exterior paint for only $41.79 after rebate. Paramount exterior paint and primer is designed to exceed your performance expectations. It's the most advanced protection you can get in true one-coat coverage. A gallon of Paramount exterior paint is just $47.96 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Showers and storms continue to work through our southern counties. We'll update you when all of this rain wraps up and where the worst of the weather is now.
We are live out and about in St. Francis County in the storm tracker this morning. Check this out in Bonne Terre. Heavy rain overnight has slowed traffic and filled the creeks.
I'm Justina Cornell in Farmington. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk about the storm damage and tips on how you can stay safe.
And there's no Michaelis in baseball. When we expect to see Miles Michaelis back on the mound after his suspension?
Looking for a career change? This might be your most unusual option out there. How much you could make as a chief Uno player for Mattel.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Well, this morning we are focused on all of our live conditions across the area because we're taking a live look at Eureka, Missouri and 270 in St. Louis County, road conditions and the weather. Right now there are less than 150 Ameren, Illinois customers without power, but on the Missouri side, more than 14,000 customers are waking up in the dark this morning. So, of course, we are in storm alert. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, August 3rd. I'm Michelle Lee.
Good morning. I'm Rennie Knott. We've got entire team coverage all over the damage that's out there today and how to stay safe in the severe weather as well. Two of our Weather First meteorologists, Anthony Slaughter and Tracy Henson, are keeping an eye on the skies and on the roads. Plus, our Alex Fees is out in the storm tracker checking out the high water in Bonne Terre.
And Justina Cornell is joining us a little earlier than normal this morning in one of the hardest hit areas just south of St. Louis. But let's check in with Anthony first. And Anthony, should we be preparing for more rain this morning?
So if you're watching from St. Louis or St. Charles County, even the Metro East, you probably are thinking, well, what storm? Because it's barely raining and we won't see that much rain in the metro area. But where it has been raining, it's been very heavy, and we've even had some severe weather mixed on in. Earlier, let's say about 3 or 4 minutes ago, the severe thunderstorm warning we had in Perry County was moved farther south, so now that's out of our area. But you still have some rain for Perryville out towards Farmington, Fredericktown. But again, you can see how this is pushing south of that area. And then you zoom out and look at how the storms are originating and moving. We still have that flash flood warning for Clay County on the Illinois side, but the rain has wrapped up. And most of this will stay from Franklin, Jefferson County areas west back towards Herman, mid-Missouri, and then pushing again south as this next batch of rain pushes on through. By 7, 8 o'clock, all of this starts to clear away, even the storms working in from central Missouri. And then after that, the rest of the day is dry. It will be very humid today. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s later on. We have more rain in the weekend forecast. Details on that coming up. Let's get an update on the roads now. The wonderful Tracy Henson worked last night. You're here this morning. Thanks for all you do, keeping us safe.
Yeah, keeping an eye on our roads for us this morning. And so far in the metro area, hey, we've really lucked out. That rain stayed further down to the south. Unfortunately, it hit a lot of areas that were already hard hit from Wednesday morning. 170 at Midland. It is looking nice and smooth there with no slowdowns. You can see, though, yellow on the map. We do have one incident there. Let's go over to Sullivan, though, where they have a road closed. This is near Merrimack State Park. That is due to flooding this morning. Now, this is a low-lying area that we expect to see a little bit of flooding, but that is our one report for us this morning. And then taking you to that one on 170 southbound, where that lane is blocked after Olive.
Thanks so much, Tracy. All right, here we go. We're in day 2 now, a second morning of these pre-dawn threatening storms, turning area roads really slick and some at risk for flash flooding. Alex Feast is out and about in the storm tracker watching those conditions for us.
He joins us now live in Bonne Terre. And Alex, when we first saw you, it was dark outside, a lot of debris, down power lines and things like that. Now that the sun is up, have you been able to observe more?
We have. Rennie, Michelle, good morning. It has started to rain here in Bonne Terre this morning. It had stopped briefly. We had very heavy rain probably an hour ago, but let me show you how this looks here. We are live along Highway 47, pointing to the southeast basically right here. And this culvert in front of us, I'll give you a tighter shot. I think it continues, the water level continues to rise. Despite the fact that it's not raining as hard now as it was an hour ago. You'll see the spray when the cars pass through there. Again, this is Highway 47 going through Bonne Terre in this part of St. Francis County. Now the water in that culvert beneath the road there, beneath 47, has nearly filled that entirely. It's probably got a little, maybe an 18-inch gap, but this drainage ditch or this creek, as I said, it just continues to rise. That's a good 15 feet across there, and Larry Johnson and I estimate that it has risen a good, probably more than 2 or 3 feet in the time that we've been here in the course of the last 30 or 45 minutes. This is much the scene all over the town of Bonne Terre this morning in this part of St. Francis County, as very heavy rain was falling when we first arrived into town. Probably a little after 5 a.m. Before dawn this morning, we were able to show you some debris down, some tree limbs down on the streets in these neighborhoods on Highway 47, the neighborhoods west of Bonne Terre. And we want to caution people. Photographer Larry Johnson and I noticed there were some power lines down. It's very deceptive because you can't see them with all the tree limbs down. Sometimes you lose the power lines. Now, my colleague Justina Cornell is also in St. Francis County. She joins us now this morning in Farmington. Justina, what do you have for us?
Yeah, Alex, so we are in Farmington. Just to give you an idea a little bit where we're at, we're about 75 miles southwest of St. Louis, and finally we're seeing a bit of reprieve. It's little drops now, but when we were out there earlier, I mean, it rained hard for about an hour and a half. Clearly I am damp, just to show about what kind of that weather, but really what was terrifying, it was the winds. You could hear the thunder, the lightning, and I'm told that crews kind of had to wait, and they're in safety right now and they're about to come out. But to do some of that work for down power lines or those trees that are on the roadways, also working hard are crews like St. Louis County Emergency Management, and they did provide tips, especially when it comes to post-flash flooding. They said their emergency management specialist said you should avoid disaster areas. You can check on your loved ones. Do not enter a flood-damaged home or building, especially until you get that clearance from authorities. If you hear some sounds of outlets or electrical outlets, make sure to steer clear. Do not enter. They want to make sure you're safe and you're prepared if anything happens. Again, really, they're just want to making sure that you're safe. And something that Alex had said about driving into flooded areas, they just want to reiterate to avoid not doing that. Right now, I just spoke to the Farmington Emergency Management, and we were trying to check out some of the damage out there, and they said just to be careful because it's just dark out there since the electricity is out. So luckily, the sun is coming up, so we will tread lightly. We'll make sure to be safe. Again, if you're going out on the roadway, we want to make sure you're being safe as possible. I'm reporting live in Farmington. Justina Cornell, 5 on your side. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll make sure to check out damage and report back.
All right, thanks so much, Justina. And as always, be safe. The Weather First forecast is available 24/7, by the way. You can text the word weather to 314-425-5355, and we will send you a link.
Don't messy with the MLS team. Inter Miami's record since signing the World Soccer League.
All right, the radar is still active, but it will quiet down as we head into late morning. This afternoon, it's just hot and humid, 80s for highs, but heat index values today will reach into the 90s. We're back to talk about some weekend rain.
All right, and as we head to break, we're taking another live look at the weather conditions and the road conditions in Eureka. This is along I-44 near Six Flags. You can see traffic is moving along, but Tracy's been keeping an eye on some trouble spots this morning. We're going to be back with more details after the break.
Whether you're reliving childhood memories or sharing new ones, Merrimack Caverns is a fun and affordable getaway for families of any size. And it's just 60 minutes from the Arch. Call and make your reservation today. 573 Hot Cave.
This is meine key, which I only trust with meine key. They make me so happy I must blow into horn of celebration. Prost! That's German for huzzah! I only trust meine key with meine key. I love shopping Carol House undercover. What an awesome style.
This unique solid wood piece is a one of a kind, and only Carol House offers prices that low.
I like nice things, so you'll see me a lot.
As your neighbor, it's Classic Air Care's job to make your life more comfortable. That's because our experienced heating, cooling, and plumbing technicians put our customers and neighbors first. And with 4.9 stars, over 3,000 reviews, it means we didn't do just a good job, we did a great one. Classic Air Care, making your life more comfortable. Now's the best time to replace your HVAC system with a full Lennox system install. Visit classicaircare.com or call for a free estimate.
Our dad believes in hard work.
Being responsive, providing quality tuck pointing, waterproofing, and foundation repair.
All at a competitive price.
As you can see, our customer reviews back it up.
B&G Tuck Pointing really are the best in the bricks.
We're all born with the good in us. We're all in need of love. Dreams get torn, but we stand up, making a change that is calling us. Beautiful world, beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, beautiful people.
Since the program is so flexible with my schedule, my work, and everything, I'm able to work a full-time job and also go to school. St. Louis College of Health Careers had a good opportunity for me to further my education and become a registered nurse.
Trust Walter Knoll Florist.
To send your feelings, WKF.com.
Soar above the trees at the Caveman Zipline at Merrimack Caverns. Enjoy over 3,000 feet of zipline rides with speeds up to 50 miles an hour. Make a reservation today. Call 573-HOT-CAVE or visit americascave.com.
All right, welcome back. We are waking up this morning in storm alert because of the heavy rain that continues to fall south of St. Louis. This is a look in Farmington where the heaviest rain is actually just now moving out of that area, approaching the boot heel. So we are starting to see some improvements, and you can see what it looks like there for yourself. As we get you to the radar, I want to show you what it looks like there from this vantage point because, again, you can see the bright reds and yellows. Those are starting to push out of our viewing area. So as mentioned, conditions improving there. You still do have some pretty intense rain back towards Herman and central Missouri. This is going to move in across the same areas that just had the rain. So, again, Potosi, Bonne Terre, parts of Franklin County, you're going to see this next round of rain push in. All of it does miss St. Louis, aside from just some spotty sprinkles and light showers. But over the course of the weekend, we do have more storms possible, in fact, beginning tomorrow, and that does include the St. Louis metro area. We'll talk more about this. Look at the Futurecast coming up. Let's get an update on the roads now and see what's happening outside with Tracy Henson. Tracy?
Alrighty, Anthony. So we have a look at that slowdown that is on 170 at Olive. This is just what MoDOT is labeling as an incident here, but you can see a little bit of a slowdown. Traffic is still moving along past that pretty good. Make sure you go slow, though. Emergency workers are out and working that, and we want to keep them safe. So that is that lane blocked after Olive Boulevard. And then a broader look at our full traffic area here. Our road conditions are starting to move off. We're starting to see a little bit more of that draining, which is good. So a lot of our road conditions are just wet, and that's only for areas along 44 and 55. The metro area, for the most part, is nice and dry.
This morning, the three things to know about the St. Louis Cardinals from Wednesday night. Number one, starter Dakota Hudson handled his business. He went 7 innings. He gave up 3 runs, but he also struck out 7 batters. There's one right there. Number 2, the power of the St. Louis Bats. The Cardinals struck for 3 home runs on Wednesday night, all in the second inning. Tyler O'Neill, Jordan Walker, and Lars Nootbaar hit them. Nootbaar's put the Cardinals up by 4 runs. And then there is number 3. Producer Callie pointed this out to me. Nootbaar's athletic ability. Watch him make the catch here at center field. All the way to the wall, got it, and held on to it. The Cardinals beat the Twins 7-3. Right now, there is no baseball for Cardinals pitcher Miles Mikolas. He's now serving a 5-game suspension for hitting Chicago's Ian Happ last Friday. It earned him an ejection. Mikolas will likely pitch again next Tuesday against Tampa. This morning, the disappointing finish for Hazelwood West grad Devin Williams. He came on in relief for the Brewers yesterday, and with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th, the Brewers committed 2 errors. And the Nationals won the game 3-2. It's just the 3rd blown save for Williams this year in 30 save opportunities. Right now, the magnificent Messi. He scored twice for Inter Miami on Wednesday. The first goal came in the first 5 minutes of play. In 3 matches with Miami, Messi has now scored 5 times, and Miami has not lost with him on the pitch. Miami beat Orlando City SC 3-1 and moved into the round of 16 of the League's Cup.
All right, our storm team coverage continues this morning. Ahead, we are live in St. Francis County, where there are reports of storm damage.
When dangerous weather strikes,
we have now set a daily all-time record.
You can count on the 5 on Your Side team to track the storm and how it's impacting your community.
The message this morning, stay off the roads.
Bringing you extended coverage on our 5+ app to make sure you and your family stay safe. Turn to us on air on our app or streaming on 5+ until the storm breaks. 5 on Your Side, focused on you.
It's me, your vacation. You may know me from my work in the summer, but I can be amazing in fall too. If you'll just stop breaking for a minute, let's go to Branson, where there's music, live shows, wine tastings, music, fall festivals. Did I say music? Yeah, I did.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
At Clayco, our approach is simple. Employ the best and brightest in our industry while lifting others to help them rise above the barriers of race, income, and gender. We're proud supporters of the Urban Expo. Come see us at the Clayco Construction Corner.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only. Every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
Did you know 80% of women are struggling with hair damage? Dryness and frizz that keeps coming back could be damaged hair that can't retain moisture. You need Pantene's Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner. It's filled with provitamins to help hair lock in moisture, visibly repairing 6 months of damage in just 1 use, with no weigh down. Guaranteed or your money back. For hair that looks healthy and stays healthy. If you know it's Pantene.
Hey, it's me, your vacation. So once Labor Day rolls around, I'm out like a pair of white shoes. You should see me in hiking boots. We could be going to craft festivals, getting a bite here or here, and watching show after show. Come on, take me to Branson.
We continue now with our weather team coverage in St. Francis County, where some fast-moving winds came in, causing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, well, you know that 70-mile-an-hour winds hit several parts of that area, including Farmington. That's where our Justina Cornell is joining us live. And Justina, what can you tell us? You've had quite the morning this morning.
Quite the morning for sure. It was coming down hard. The wind was coming down fast, and we could definitely feel it. I definitely look all like damp, so I definitely felt it, but it's slowing down for sure. But I think the biggest worry and concerns is just the possibility of flooded roadways, and that's the biggest message I've been being told by emergency management out here, that if you're driving and you see flooded roadways, just to be careful. Down power lines as well. You know, a lot of the power may be out, and so just be careful when driving. It may be dark The sun is coming out, so that gives us a little bit more perspective of what we're dealing with. But again, we just want to make sure that you're being safe. Now, just about an hour ago, I spoke to the Farmington Emergency Management, and they tell me that the wind knocked down several power lines. We did see a down traffic light. The light was still blinking, and definitely that they're experiencing trees down as well, blocking several roadways. I'm told the fire department here already responded to more than 30 calls by 4 a.m. I'm told crews are working to assess the damage and get power back on, but of course Mother Nature may get in the way, so they're working quickly but of course safely. Now, post-flash flooding, they urge you to avoid disaster areas. Don't enter any flood damaged homes or buildings until you get clearance from authorities, and if you're heading out, they urge you to avoid driving into flooded waters.
Well, right now, the immediate concern is flash flooding and folks being out on the road. As you probably know, most deaths occur in flash flooding events, while you're in your car. So it's important that you pay attention and don't try to cross water that may be crossing a road or a street.
As far as with those without power in this area, 500 are out. That's some of the latest numbers right now. Of course, they're working quickly, but again, safely as they do that. Now, let's head it back to the studio to Anthony Slaughter. Anthony, what can you tell us?
Well, I want to give you an update on what we have right now as far as our radar goes and get you into the future. You can see the heaviest rain is still coming on down south of St. Louis after the lovely animation rolls. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, so south of St. Louis, south of St. Charles County, south of the Metro East. So all of the metro is dry. It's out towards Herman and southern counties into Farmington where you still do have the heavy rain coming on down. And that's where it'll stay. We're talking 2 to 5 inches of rain totals all together. In most areas this morning, the heaviest has come up to about 3 inches. So maybe another inch or 2. But again, all of this missing St. Louis Metro. Unfortunately, it's just going to be so uncomfortable when it comes to the humidity today. Actual temperatures in the 80s, but heat index values could be pushing 95 to 100 this afternoon, and it's all because of the high humidity. And then the rainy pattern continues into the weekend. We will show you that futurecast as you make those weekend plans. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Anthony. It is the #1 card game. Literally, I mean, it's like the Uno #1 game. All right, you can make money playing Uno this summer.
I see what you did there.
Beanie's has the largest selection of outdoor furniture you have ever seen. Outdoor seating, sectionals, dining, umbrellas, and fire pits are all on sale. Get 72-month, no-interest financing on outdoor furniture. This is a Beanie's.
Apache Village RV Center is family-owned and operated for over 40 years. With over 8 acres of pre-owned and new RVs by Jayco, Keystone, and Fleetwood, you are sure to find the perfect RV.
Get ready for summer vacation and hit the road at Apache Village. Now through September 30th, trade in your tent and get $500 off any camper purchase.
Stop by in Hazelwood and see why we say, go one better, go Apache Village.
When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in as little as a day. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
After I was hit by a semi-truck, who do you suppose broke their promise to take care of us?
That's right, the insurance company. That's not fair.
Want to shift the balance of power away from the insurance company? For your free consultation, call Goldblatt Singer today.
The Urban Expo Career Fair is coming to America Center August 4th. Bring your resume and dress for success because you'll have the chance to meet with over 60 participating companies with on-site hiring and job placement. The Urban Expo Career Fair at America Center August 4th.
Working at Mercy Health means you're part of a team that's making a difference in our community every day. Mercy is on a mission to become even stronger for our community, offering a wide range of employment opportunities. Visit with a Mercy recruitment specialist at the Urban League Job Fair.
What we do here at the Interventional Pain Institute is we take the time to listen to our patients and hear their story, what fits with their goals, and what's going to get them their quality of life back.
Best and most rewarding aspects of the specialty is seeing how much of a difference that we can actually make in somebody's pain.
I'm Dr. Guy. At the Interventional Pain Institute, we strive for excellence in pain management. Conquering pain for over a decade. Let us help you get your life back.
It's rugs, rugs, and more rugs at Amini's. Get any of these 5x8 area rugs for $2.99 or these 8x11 area rugs for $4.99. With thousands to choose from, save like never before. This is Amini's.
All right, our Weather First storm alert continues this morning as we are tallying up rain totals and keeping an eye on the radar. And right now, the highest totals have come in from Park Hills, Farmington to Steelville, Missouri, into Vandalia, Illinois, and Sullivan, where most of these locations have picked up 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. And some of the radar estimates have shown even higher amounts away from our cities into some of the rural parts of Gasconade County and even parts of Franklin County. And that's where the rain is set up, really from Herman right along this area here down into Farmington, Bloomsdale, St. Genevieve. Those same areas have been getting hit hard not only this morning but yesterday as well, and this next round of rain coming in from Herman is going to roll over the same locations that had rain earlier this morning and still trying to dry out from Potosi, Bonne Terre, where you had numerous power outages, and Farmington down towards Perryville. So for southern portions of our viewing area, that's where you're still going to have to deal with rain, at least for the next hour or two, and then things should start to wind down as we head through the rest of the day. Now, I want to show you the futurecast, and you can see what I'm talking about. That little trail of storms starts to move southward by 7, 8 o'clock, and then by 9 o'clock, the entire area should be dry. It will be a mostly cloudy kind of day, so just like yesterday, not a ton of sunshine, but because of the rain that has come on down, the humidity is going to be sky high today. Tomorrow, when you wake up, there could be another complex of rain moving on through, and then possibly into late morning. This is our next round of rain to come tomorrow. And then on Saturday and Sunday, there will be a system scooting by to our north, and that's going to continue to kick up instability in our atmosphere. So spotty thunderstorms through the weekend, and that could mean more downpours that could put a damper on your weekend plans. So the flood watch continues until 10 o'clock this morning. So even though the rain will have wrapped up, it's the effects. All of the streams and the creeks start to rise after that. And so just make sure you're mindful as you head out. If you live near some of those streams and creeks, just keep an eye on them through the day. Here's your 7-day forecast. 87 today, low 90s for the weekend. The storm should clear away on Monday as a cold front swings through, and wow, that is going to drop our temperatures. Next week, we're talking low 80s as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday.
Alrighty, that incident near 170 has cleared, but we are still working that crash on Interstate 44. That is blocking the shoulder there near Jameson. Now also down in the Sullivan area, this is one of the first road closures to be reported this morning due to flooding, and that is at Merrimack Park Drive.
We'll change gears for just a bit here. If you're thinking about changing careers, listen up. You could get paid to play the game Uno.
Okay. Sure. I was waiting for you to give me more details, and then I was like, oh, wait, I got to read.
Yeah,
Mattel is officially looking for a chief Uno player. So if you're hired, you would earn more than $4,000 a week for 4 weeks in New York, which should pay for your rent. You will have to challenge strangers to play the new Uno Quattro family game and make posts on social media. Mattel is accepting applications now. You do have to be at least 18 years old, and the next job will start next month.
What are you renting for $4,000 a month? You ever go to New York?
Well, you mean $4,000 yeah.
I mean, in New York City, that's about a closet.
That's why I said pay for your rent.
It has been a very, very busy morning, as you can tell. We've been all over the place, and right now you're concerned about the flash flooding possibly, or the creeks rising and flooding roads and things like that. We know there's some downed debris and trees and power lines, and people are out of power. So because of that, we're going to stay on the air just a bit longer here. We have our extended weather coverage coming up next. We'll join the Today Show later this morning around 8 o'clock.
It's a back-to-school celebration like no other. August 5th at America Center. Get free backpacks, school supplies, physicals, immunizations, haircuts, and more. The Urban Expo Back-to-School Festival, produced in partnership with St. Louis Public Schools, August 5th. Don't miss it.
Over 4 decades of building have shown us that our determination is far tougher than any problem. in that creativity, experience, and the right team can overcome even the most complicated challenges.
Zero means zero at Claus Furniture. Zero down payment, zero interest for 24 months, zero minimum purchase, zero sales tax. Yes, today at Claus, zero gets you everything. Choose from the area's most up-to-date selection of sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, bedrooms, and comfortable mattresses. Then take it all home with zero down payment, zero interest for 24 months, zero minimum purchase, zero sales tax. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Claus Furniture now.
We are waking up in storm alert as another storm system pounds parts of the metro area. We're going to take a live look now at Interstate 255 in Illinois and at the radar at the same time. Now, on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the highway. It looks pretty dry right now, but on the right side, you can see the radar, and all of that storm is starting to move out of our area as we speak. But these things have been popping up all morning long throughout St. Louis's area. Hey, good morning. It is Thursday, August the 3rd. Thank you so much for joining us for our extended weather coverage here on Today in St. Louis. I'm Renee Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Right now, flash flooding, of course, is that major concern across parts of our viewing area. And we do have team coverage. Alex Fees is live in the storm. Our storm tracker in Bonne Terre, Justina Cornell, is also live in Farmington.
Now, if you do need to head out today, our Tracy Henson is keeping an eye on the roads. She's here in studio with us. But first, let's head over to Weather First meteorologist Anthony Slaughter with the first look at that forecast. And appears that the rain is moving out.
It appears so in some spots. I will say that we are catching a little bit of a break in those places that had the heaviest rain earlier, like Bonne Terre, Farmington. You see it's still raining, but it's green there. So that just means light to moderate rain. Where you had the heaviest rain, that's across parts of Herman, where you see this next round of stormy weather starting to push on in. And this is going to move over the same areas that just had heavy rain from Franklin County, Gasconade County, stretching all the way down into our southern counties once again. So this is our next round to come. And if you're watching from St. Louis Metro, St. Charles, St. Louis City and County, and even the Metro East, you're probably thinking, well, what storm? Because we have not had a whole lot of rain. But where it has rained heavy, and we've had power outages. We've even had trees down. And this continues at least for the next hour south of St. Louis. You see on the Futurecast by 8 o'clock, most of this is out of here. By 9, we should be completely dry area wide. Now, as far as our storm threat this morning, the rain may start to wrap up soon, but it's now our attention turning to the roadways. Of course, the streams and creeks start to rise, and our flash flood watch continues until 10 o'clock this morning. So if you do have to head out right now, the biggest thing to note is the neighborhood around you. The streets could be covered in water, but also power lines could be down. So make sure you're paying attention more than you would so on a normal given day. All right, we are going to switch gears here and talk a little bit about what's happening in the world of traffic and say good morning to meteorologist Tracy Henson. Tracy, what are you finding on the roads outside right now?
Anthony, well, things are starting to pick up a little bit in the metro area, which just goes to show you it doesn't matter what the weather is, we still are going to have accidents in the metro area because all of that rainfall was really concentrated primarily along 44 and 55. So there's really no excuses for these accidents in the metro area, but let's go over a few here. I'm going to step off camera so I can get you better information as far as what's going on out there. So we have this incident over in Creve Coeur. Let's see what's going on there. This is reported as a crash right now. That is blocking the shoulder there at 270 southbound on 364. And then over towards Kirkwood, we have that 44 westbound crash at Jameson. And then we also have this one on 170 that is blocked near Olive Boulevard.
All right, thanks so much, Tracy and Anthony. You know, our storm team coverage continues now with Alex Fees.
Yeah, Alex has been keeping an eye on the roads and the storm tracker all morning long for us. Right now, he's in Bonne Terre, where he's been for quite some time this morning. And, you know, you got there early, Alex, when it was dark. You told us about some of the power lines down and the trees and debris. And now you've got a chance to see it in the daylight. What are you seeing?
Hey, Rennie and Michelle, good morning. We've gotten outside of the storm tracker this morning and found some of the damage here in Bonne Terre this morning. Check this out here. This huge tree here down right beside a house. This is near the intersection of Southwest Main and Cross. Now, neighborhood residents tell me this happened overnight. There are no lights on inside that house. I can't tell if anybody's home. Other homes across the street do have power, but this home does appear to be dark this morning. quite a sight here in this part of St. Francis County. Let me show you here some of the damage to the garage. Look how this garage is leaning right here. This tree just crushed the very corner of it. The damage continues here as we walk down the street and see another very impressive sight. Look at the root ball. Check out the root ball from that tree in the backyard. The wind did not snap the trunk of this tree. It simply pushed the whole thing over. We've seen a lot of that this season. That is a good probably 25 feet tall. Now, photographer Larry Johnson and I mentioned earlier this morning that power lines were an issue. You can see this power line right here. This is the problem. It just gets mixed up with the grass and all the debris. Oftentimes you can't see these power lines that have fallen as a result of tree limbs coming down. But that is very much the situation here in this part of Bonne Terre this morning, again, near the intersection of Southwest Main and Cross. And again, neighborhood residents tell me this tree wasn't like this yesterday, so it obviously fell during any kind of severe weather they had overnight. And one neighborhood resident told me that happened last night, that moved through here after 11 o'clock last night. When we came into town, just after 5 o'clock this morning, there was very heavy rain. We saw creeks and culverts filling very fast in that heavy rain, and many people here in the city of Bonne Terre this morning are recovering from the severe weather that moved through overnight. Reporting live in Bonne Terre this morning, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Alex. If you are out driving on the slick roads, AAA officials say this is what you need to do to avoid hydroplaning and to maintain control of your car. First, follow the leader. Try to drive in the tracks of the car in front of you. That way you'll have a clearer path. Leave extra room. If you typically leave 3 seconds of space between you and the vehicle in front of you, make it 4 or 5 seconds. Now, if you're on the highway, try to stay in the center lane. Many roadways have a crown that sends the water to the right or to the left of the lanes. Also, avoid using your cruise control. If you have to slow down in wet weather, just take your foot off the accelerator. Don't give any control away to the cruise control. And stay calm. Your first reaction to hydroplaning might be to brake, but don't do that. Instead, ease off of the accelerator. Once your vehicle regains traction, look and steer in the direction that you want to go. Wind was also a problem last night in some parts of our viewing area, like St. Francis County. They recorded speeds of 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Our Justina Cornell is joining us live from Farmington this morning. And Justina, how is it looking out there where you are? I see that it's like slowed down, at least in terms of rain.
It has slowed down. I mean, earlier today we were in that wind, in that rain. I mean, my umbrella popped up. I looked like Mary Poppins, so we knew we had to get out of here. We went to the closest gas station and reported from there. But now we're back because definitely the rain has simmered down a bit. And you were talking about those 70-mile-per-hour winds. Well, let me show you some of that damage behind me here. And we can see a down traffic light. Right now, those lights are flashing. Besides that, of course, people are treating this as a 4-way stop. MoDOT is working on that, and I'm told obviously that right now their priority is safety. So in that time frame when that rain and the lightning and thundering was happening, all of them went into safety to make sure that they were okay as they were doing this work. And of course, that's their priority right now. So now we're finally seeing crews coming back. Again, safety is number one for them and also for you. So when we talk about flooding, now that we are experiencing post-flash flooding, make sure when you are driving, we do see drivers out here, to avoid any flooded areas. We want you to be as safe as possible. As far as entering into a home or anything of that sort, be careful. Make sure not to. Make sure you get all clearance from authorities if you do so. Don't go into a basement or any room if water covers the electrical outlets or cords. And if you see or hear cords buzzing, get out. Again, the biggest advice that the Farmington Emergency Management gave me was that they just wanted to make sure that people were safe driving. They were concerned also about down power lines. That's something that we've also have been hearing about. Right now, the light is starting to finally come out, but his biggest concern was that it was dark and you couldn't really see. And so, of course, we're starting to venture out to kind of check out the damage. This is one of the most visible things that we have seen so far, but we're hearing of downed trees in other areas. Again, we want to make sure that you're safe when you're going out there driving. Again, we're in Farmington, again, 75 miles southwest of St. Louis, and we're just seeing some of the damage here. Finally, getting some reprieve from that rain. Again, when it comes to power outages and whatnot, for this area, we're hearing about 500. Again, that was the latest around 4 or 5 a.m. Emergency management was trying to give me more updated numbers as they're learning that information. Of course, as soon as we learn more, we'll update our website, KSDK.com, and make sure to update you. But for now, I'm going to send it back to studio.
All right, thanks for that update, Justina. This morning, while you are starting to see the rain wrap up in some spots, especially even where the hardest hit areas were south of town, we have this next round of rain that's coming in from central Missouri out towards Herman, Columbia, Jeff City. This is going to move on in and produce another round of heavy rain, but it's down in southern portions of our viewing area, like in Bonne Terre and Farmington, where you just saw Justina at. That's where you had an earlier storm roll through. This is now across parts of extreme southern portions of Missouri, so outside of our viewing area, but you still do have that light to moderate rain that's in places like Bloomsdale, Farmington, Potosi. But as mentioned, this next round that's coming in from central Missouri, that's going to roll over the same locations that just had the round of storms move through, knock out power, bring down trees. Right now, we don't have any warnings in place as far as severe thunderstorms go. We're in the clear from that, and we don't have any flash flood warnings either. So we are making some headway. It's just, unfortunately, this next round that's pulling in could produce another ½ inch to an inch in a very short amount of time. So as far as this round goes, Herman, you're starting to see that next round push on in. This is going to work its way towards Washington, Missouri, St. Clair, places that got hit really hard this morning and even yesterday. So the ground is saturated. The creeks and streams, those are going to start to rise. So if you live near some of those, you may want to peek your head out the window and just keep an eye on them as we go through the morning. So the first part of our weather headlines do include this heavy rain that's, again, missing most of St. Louis, but where you have those heaviest downpours, 2 to 5 inches of rain could be possible. And right now it looks like 3 inches is the heaviest we've seen so far. Unfortunately, the humidity is going to be sky high today. Even though temperatures will be in the 80s, the heat index will be in the 90s later on as the rain wraps up. And we do have more stormy weather in the weekend forecast. In fact, beginning tomorrow, we're going to do this all over again, but I do not think it's going to be a flooding risk we look for tomorrow. So here's the futurecast. Notice by 9, 10 o'clock, our whole area is dry. So late morning, things will start to dry out. The humidity starts to climb, but we stay mostly cloudy today. Tomorrow when you wake up, there could be another round of storms that push on through. This is 6 in the morning, so in the pre-dawn hours, we could have yet another round. And then notice how even into late morning, tomorrow, there could be some more storms possible. Then we'll catch a break tomorrow night into Saturday, but into Saturday morning and afternoon, notice how the radar lights up again. There will be a system passing to our north, and this will kick up the instability in our atmosphere, not only for Saturday, but also for Sunday as well. So as you make those weekend plans, you're going to have to dodge the drops. That flash flood watch does continue this morning until 10 o'clock. This will most likely just be because of the rise in streams and creeks, as mentioned, and some of those flood-prone areas. I want to show you our 7-day forecast because we do have better weather on the way. Just hang on. 87 today, low 90s through the weekend. By Monday, a cold front will swing on through. Oh, and it will be glorious because it will bring out clear weather for Monday and Tuesday and dropping those temperatures for a change back into the upper 70s and low 80s by Tuesday of next week. So there is a little bit of a light at the end of this stormy tunnel. All right, speaking of tunnels and driving around, we have our mighty Joe Young, who has been on the road this morning. And Joe, where are you now and what are you seeing?
Good morning, Anthony. I am on westbound 64 on the Poplar Street Bridge. Good news for our Illinois commuters. Traffic is moving at the speed limit and there's no problems as you head into downtown. Road conditions are dry here, so that's also good. Let's send it to Tracy, who's in the traffic center. How's everything looking, Tracy?
All right, so far things are going along pretty good this morning. We lucked out that this really didn't hit the metro area. I had to do a little searching to find an area with wet road conditions, but this is 55 north at 61. You can see it's nice and quiet there, so that is some good news. Our traffic maps here, this is showing you our road conditions. So wet roads are in the green, ponding is highlighted there in the blue. I expect to see a little bit more ponding as that next system comes through. Most of these crashes that is showing up in the metro area, those have since been cleared. So that is some good news there as we are rolling along nice and smooth in the metro area.
Thank you, Tracy. Right now, we'll take a live look out at Chesterfield, and as you can see, the rain is not falling out that way, but the clouds are in the sky, especially down there along the Missouri River. Traffic seems to be flowing well, just as Tracy just said. So it depends on where you are in our area. It's going to depend on just how much rain you've seen and how wet the roads or the conditions are at this time.
We want to remind you before an emergency even happens, it's always a good idea to put together an emergency kit for your car.
Yeah, the National Weather Service recommends having enough food, water, and medicine on hand at all times to last you at least 3 days. Make sure the food requires very little cooking and no refrigeration just in case you lose your power. You should also have batteries, blankets, flashlights, first aid kit, rubber boots, rubber gloves, and a battery-operated radio that is easily available. And don't forget, you can just simply text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and get the very latest forecast sent straight to your phone.
All right, we are in extended coverage this morning, storm team coverage as well. We're taking a live look in Farmington this morning where there are lots of downed trees and limbs, flash flooding, all things that we're talking about this morning in our extended coverage after the break.
This Today Show weather update is brought to you by Eckert's. Find your place in the fun.
Summer can be unbearable and deadly. Please check on your neighbors. We help with utilities, but only seniors with ACs. It's cooldowntlouis.org.
This Today Show update is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
I only trust one place with meine key. Meine key. They do the engines, the brakes, the tires, the oil, and I do the uncomfortable looming. Hello, I only trust meine key with meine key.
This weekend, the hottest hot tub sale and swim spa deals are at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall. 3 days only, every hot tub and swim spa must go up to 50% off. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Only at St. Louis Premium Outlet Mall in Chesterfield. Sale ends this weekend. EliteSpaSales.com.
I'm going undercover to shop Carroll House. I wish this was in a different color.
No problem.
I'd rather have longer to pay.
Just tell me how long you prefer.
Nice.
We know you like nice things.
When it comes to a great education, who you are or where you come from shouldn't matter. What matters is where you want to go. At St. Louis Community College, we make your path to career success a reality with low tuition, flexible classes, and the support you need. So whether you're out of high school, working, or starting over, St. Louis Community College can help. Come as you are, see what you become.
At Hoffman Brothers, our licensed plumbers are trained to unclog your drains, clean out your main sewer lines, and offer replacement options, including pipelining repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact us today for all your sewer and drain needs.
Auto House BMW. For the best in luxury, performance, and price, go to Auto House BMW.
Hey Scott, what's the forecast in St. Peter's?
No matter where you are or how you get your weather, we know you want the forecast for your backyard.
And you want it now. The 5 on your side. Weather First team, focused on you.
Welcome back to Today in St. Louis. We are in extended weather coverage right now. We're taking a live look at this moment in Bonne Terre, where a tree has fallen near a home, crushing the garage there. As you can see, not much left of that. Our Alex Fees and Larry Johnson are out there checking on the damage from the storms overnight. They've been there all morning long, and earlier they showed us some down power lines as well as some other debris in the streets, but that was during the darkness. Now you can see all of the damage now that the sun is indeed up. This here is a look in Jefferson County and Arnold, and as you can see, it's quiet. And that's a good thing because the rains were coming down pretty hard all morning long. Traffic does continue to move. So once again, another good thing. But Anthony has been talking about the possibility of some more weather like this coming in tomorrow. We'll hold on to that thought for just a moment. We are waking up in storm alert as another storm system pounds parts of the metro area. We're going to take another live look out the window and at the radar at the same time, where you can see a lot of color on the radar eventually here. There it is right there. You can see that the storm's moving off to the south as well as that home that's been damaged there in Bonne Terre.
And let's head over now to Justina Cornell, who is live in Farmington this morning. Justina has actually had to move around quite a bit in the morning because of flash flooding concerns as well. But Justina, are you there? Good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning. Yes, I am here. I'm in Farmington, about 75 miles south of St. Louis. And yeah, earlier today, it was really coming down hard. That wind was picking up. So we moved to a close by gas station to be safe, to make sure we were just underneath and trying to stay somewhat dry. Clearly, it did hit me. So we only avoided it so much. But I'm going to go out of the way because we were talking about 70-mile-per-hour winds. I'm going to show you some of that damage that we're seeing out here right now. MoDOT is trying to work on this down traffic light. You know, their lights are blinking on the other ones right now. So right now people are treating this as a four-way stop. But look at that impact. It's on the ground. I mean, you could just see the visuals of how strong these winds were. We just spoke to someone a few minutes ago who said this happened around pretty much late last night, and they said it was just the winds were picking up so much it felt like a hurricane. So definitely impactful there. Now, as far as flooding concerns or anything of that sort, really the biggest concern from emergency management that they say are those flooding concerns and making sure that you aren't driving into any flooded waters. And that's our biggest concern as well. We want to make sure everyone is safe as y'all head out to work. We want to make sure that you guys are just being cautious when driving out there. Prepare yourself also if you do have a flooded basement or anything of that sort, be mindful of that as well. If there is any buzzing or you can hear any circuits or electrical sockets, you know, making that noise, avoid that as much as possible. We want to make sure you're safe. Again, just showing you a live picture of what we're seeing out here in Farmington. We're about an hour south down of St. Louis. Again, some of the damage that we're seeing here around the corner. We're also hearing that there are downed trees. We're trying to make our way out there in a little bit just to check out that right there. And, you know, we'll have more visibility now with the sun. That was a big concern with emergency management earlier today, really concerned about how dark it was and maybe some of those down power lines. So we were cautious. We stayed at that gas station to be safe. Now, we did talk to emergency management about 2 hours ago. He says about 500 people were out without power here in Farmington. Now, let's hear from him a little bit more about their concerns when it comes to workers.
Well, right now, the immediate concern is flash flooding and folks being out on the road. As you probably know, most deaths occur in flash flooding events, you know, while you're in your car. So it's important that you pay attention and don't try to cross water that may be crossing a road or a street.
Because of that, they were telling me that a lot of these crews went into safety to make sure that they weren't in that rain and that lightning and that thundering. If you were watching earlier, you heard a massive loud noise above. It sounded like people were bowling above me, but really they were making sure everyone was safe. That's their biggest concern, and make sure drivers are safe as well. And that delayed a little bit of their time restoring power, you know, making sure this is up and running, because again, the priority is their safety, but also we want to make sure that you're safe as well. Reporting live, Justina Cornell. 5 on your side.
Thanks so much, Justina. And yes, of course, this is why we are in extended coverage this morning, because we want to make sure people are safe. You know, it's a tale of two halves, as our mighty Joe Young said earlier. Some people are getting less rain, some people are getting pummeled with it. And that's really where we pick up the story with Alex Fees this morning.
Yeah, Alex has been all over the place this morning for us, St. Francis County. Bonne Terre is where you are right now, Alex. And, you know, you and I have been talking about this all morning long, about the things you have seen. I just cannot believe seeing this tree crush on top of this garage.
Yeah, very much so, Rennie and Michelle. Check out that root ball in the backyard of this house here near Southwest Main and Cross. That root ball is probably 25 by 25 feet, a very impressive sight here. Neighborhood residents tell me this happened overnight. We have that to show you. Not only that, but also check this out. Look at the power lines here on top of this garage. That is about 10 feet off the ground here. I'll show you what the remnants of what's left of this garage, and that is the tree. That is what did all this damage overnight. Again, neighborhood residents tell me that was overnight. The tree fell probably 15 feet from the house here, completely crushed the garage. It narrowly missed the house. I can't tell if anybody's home. There are no lights on inside. I didn't want to bother these people. I haven't knocked on the door yet or anything. There are other lights on in the neighborhood, I can tell you that. But this is very much indicative of the type of damage they have in this part of St. Francis County overnight. When we arrived in the town, probably at about 5 a.m., there was very heavy rain and a whole lot of lightning, a very impressive display of lightning overnight. But again, neighborhood residents tell me this happened prior to all that early this morning, because this was not here yesterday at this time. Live this morning in Bonne Terre, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
And Alex, just want to thank you and Larry for being out in the field this morning. I know these are hard and wet days, and certainly it is a service for our community. So thank you very much there. Want to mention heavy rain can become dangerous really quickly. You've heard it before. National Weather Service officials have recommendations for driving in the rain during these possible flash floods. So half of all flood-related drownings actually happen when a car is driven into floodwater. A lot of people underestimate the power of moving water. National Weather Service officials have tips on how to stay safe on a day when we have this flash flood risk. So if you see barriers blocking a flooded road, first of all, do not drive around it. The road may have collapsed under that water, and it really just takes 12 inches of rushing water to carry away most cars, and just 2 feet of rushing water can carry away those bigger SUVs and trucks. We also know don't walk through floodwaters either. After car drownings, that is the most common cause of flood-related deaths. It only takes 6 inches of fast-moving flood water to knock you off of your feet. So just remember, turn around, don't drown. Right now, our photojournalist, the mighty Joe Young, is driving on 64 westbound in St. Louis, keeping us up to date on some road conditions.
Good morning, Joe. You've put in quite a bit of mileage this morning. How have you seen conditions change on your drive?
Yeah, good morning, Rennie. Yeah, it started out this morning, a lot of rain in the southern part of the metro area, but road conditions now are fine. I just came in from Illinois across the Poplar Street Bridge. That was moving at the speed limit, no problems there. And looking at the eastbound traffic on 64, it's moving at the speed limit too. So things are looking really good for the morning commute. Let's send it to Tracy, who can give you the big picture as far as traffic. Hi, Tracy.
Thank you, Joe. And yeah, 64 can really be a pain, especially when you're heading eastbound, because they have all that water drainage that comes just down through the roadways, down on top of you when you're heading eastbound. But it is nice and quiet there this morning. 44 at 50, a little bit glossy out there as they had a bit more rainfall than some of the metro area. This map shows you the road conditions right now. The areas in green are considered wet roadways, and then the blue, which is really starting to pull off and away from our roads, which is good. Those are those areas where we expect to see ponding. That's based on the radar estimates. 55 is moving along just fine right now. These incidents that you're both looking at have since cleared, so far it's actually a pretty smooth morning out there in the bi-state.
All right, some good news there, kind of mixing with all the stormy weather we've had. St. Louis Metro, yeah, we have not seen the bulk of the rain, and you may have watched the forecast yesterday. There was this talk of the potential of 5 to 6 inches of rain over St. Louis. Well, that shifted overnight and pushed west, and that's where all of these totals continue to pile on in. Even some places on the Illinois side like Vandalia and Salem, Illinois, you reached into the 2-inch threshold. Farmington, this number just updated, and you are close to 3 inches of rainfall, and we're not done just yet. We will most likely see another 1 to 2 inches from the rain that's coming in from Herman into Gasconade County, and this will roll right over the same areas that just had those heavy rain totals, places like Gasconade County, Franklin, down into parts of Crawford and Washington County. So this area here south really took a hammering over the last half hour from Farmington, Bonne Terre. There was a moment where you had strong wind gusts, knocked down some trees and power lines in Bonne Terre, upwards of 2,000 customers without power near that area. So you still do have spotty, light to moderate rain, even heavy band just setting up over Fredericktown. And then as we zoom out, you can see the big picture again, little spotty pockets of rain from places like Herman, and then eventually over towards Arnold and south of Redbud. So some areas getting heavy rain while others are just not getting a thing at all, like for most of St. Louis County, St. Charles, and the Metro East. So here's a live look in Arnold. You see the dark clouds that have rolled on in. Yes, it is raining actively once again. So while the pattern has been kind of drying out, we are still seeing the rain in the area this morning, especially south of the metro. And I know folks are probably thinking, well, why are you staying on? Why are you covering? This isn't St. Louis. Well, our viewing goes all the way out to Herman, all the way down into the Ozarks and southern Missouri, southern Illinois, as far as Mount Vernon. So it is our duty to cover everybody involved, not just one person, okay? So as we go through the morning, we will be keeping an eye on those southern counties. Really from Herman to Farmington, I think that's where the worst of the weather will be. This time, 9 o'clock in the morning, you can see area-wide, completely dry. And then as we go into the afternoon, just mostly cloudy, staying muggy. The numbers will climb into the 80s today, but it's the heat index that will climb into the 90s, just making it feel very uncomfortable. Tomorrow when you wake up, about 7, 8 o'clock, there will be a round of storms that have pushed on through, and then maybe some more as we head towards late morning, so the pattern stays stormy even into the weekend. In fact, on Saturday and Sunday, a storm system to our north will kick up the instability in our atmosphere, so there is the chance of more brief, spotty downpours Saturday and even for Sunday. So you'll have to dodge those drops as you make your weekend plans. The flood watch is still in effect until 10 o'clock this morning, and that's most likely because of the creeks and streams that will rise. And I think St. Louis Metro and some of these counties to our north and east will probably be taken out of that because, again, we just have not seen a whole lot of rain. That shift happened overnight, and so again, that pushed it farther south and west. As mentioned, storm chances continue through Sunday. 7-day forecast shows a hot weekend on the way, but some better news coming by Tuesday of next week. We actually fall back into the low 80s, and finally, I think by Monday and Tuesday, we will dry out.
Sounds good to me. Overnight, the lights in the skies were all about the lightning, folks. This is some video from Shrewsbury. Our photojournalist Andy Sidwell was able to catch some of that lightning, as you can see in the video, and also catch some of that hard rain that was coming down. Now, while the rain has stopped in a lot of the areas that we're in, it is still stormy in other places. So that's why we're still on the air right now.
Yeah, that's why we're in extended coverage. First responders and even utility crews are doing their part during severe weather to make sure that they're able to respond to emergencies.
That means getting staffing in place and also preparing for the worst. Ameren, Missouri and Ameren, Illinois actually have a partnership. If severe weather hits one area harder than the other, they shift gears to get help where your lights can come right back on. As of yesterday afternoon, several fire crews across the area activated a special task force to stay on top of emergency calls.
And they requested boats. So if there's flooding in the area, the teams are already rostered and they'll be ready to be deployed at short time. It only takes a couple inches for cars these days to float. So a couple inches of water can make you be pushed off-road into deeper water.
Now, he also recommends keeping an emergency kit inside of your car. That includes a flashlight and to charge up all of your electronics that you use when it's time to contact emergency crews.
Well, areas in Gasconade County are facing a second day of heavy rain. This is a look at the scene yesterday as flash flooding swept through the area. Floodwaters swallowed a stretch of Highway K, and water levels surged so high the spill-off impacted homeowners at the top of a hill. One resident blames poor road and drainage designs for damage in his driveway.
Every time this goes, it's about $2,000 to $3,000 I have to fix every time. We've seen a lot more storms. National Weather Service, recently we had micro tornadoes and shear winds come through here. It affected a lot of our crop and stuff.
Wow, well, some homeowners in the surrounding area said their basements also took on some water, but there was no significant property damage or injuries reported. Nonetheless, you have $2,000 worth of damage every time you see a lot of rain. That's an issue.
We want to take you back out to Bonne Terre right now for another live look. This is a home that we've been watching pretty much for the last hour or so. Large tree down on the side of the house. We know that the garage has also been damaged, pretty much smashed. In the backyard, there was some damage as well. Our Alex Fees is live on that scene, and he'll be checking in once again with us. He says he has not seen any movement in the house, though, so he has not heard from the homeowner or anyone like that. And the rain is starting to pick back up again. And this is a scene here in Farmington where crews are trying to take care of a traffic light that's been knocked over, probably by some of the strong winds that we saw in our area. Traffic is moving slowly through that. You can see the flashing lights as well. So if you are living in the Farmington area, you need to go through this. You might want to think about taking a detour to get around it to get to where you want to go a little bit faster. Let's go now to westbound 64. This is in St. Louis County. It appears the roads are pretty much dry through the area for what you can see right there from the video that we're watching. I believe this is the Mighty Joe Young, who's been driving around throughout the area this morning for us, checking on the different road conditions. And he said things have rapidly changed once the rain stopped. The road started to dry out, but at the same time, you want to still keep, monitoring your speed and giving other drivers some space so that there's no accidents. Now we're going to go one more time outside. This is high above Forest Park. Once again, ominous clouds in the background there, very gray. It is 7:35 on this Thursday morning, 73 degrees right now. But Anthony has told us it's going to just get sticky and humid as the morning goes along.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, let's take a look at some flood damage over the past couple of days. This photo shows flooding in Sullivan, Missouri. Remember yesterday? It was just so incredible, all of the floodwaters that we saw. We also saw that semi-truck that fell off the highway in Peevely. So just thanks to Gib Ballinger for sending this picture in. We also have some pics coming in from our 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers group on Facebook. Dennis Hall posted this from Rosebud, and he said he found about a half, what is that, like maybe a half inch? I can't read.
4.5 inches of rain.
Oh gosh, 4.5. Wow, there we are. That came through between 3 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. And if you remember, Rosebud really got hit yesterday. So the rain has put a damper also on Chesterfield. Nick Rosario's chair on his patio collected a lot of water. I joke we always love to see patio furniture when we have a big storm, but thanks Nick for sending this in as well. So just lots of great photos that came in from Gerald Rosebud Fire Protection District. The fire, officials posted these pictures on their Facebook page yesterday. They posted that Gerald, Rosebud, surrounding areas were all experiencing severe flooding. Several highways and intersections were shut down there too. We know that there was standing water over parts of Highway 50. Emergency crews were aware that there were a lot of stalled vehicles just in the water too. So we just want to remind everyone, we love seeing your pictures. Please keep them coming. You can always text us, but make sure that you are safe first and foremost. But we would love to see what's going on in your community and in your own backyards as well as the roadways.
And don't forget, you can simply text the word weather to 314-425-5355 for the very latest forecast, and we will send that forecast straight to your phone.
Get the content that matters to you on your time. Breaking news as it happens.
We are following breaking news at this hour.
Weather alerts when you need them. Live streams and newscasts on your schedule. On air, online, on our app, and on 5+. No matter where you go or how you watch, 5 on Your Side, focused on you. At Today in St. Louis, we put weather first, so you're the first to know. We're up early with the local weather coverage you need to start your day, plus the latest news from overnight. Wake up every morning with Today in St. Louis. The forecast for your family. News from your community. On air or on your schedule. Streaming on the 5+ app. The 5 on Your Side Weather First forecast on Today in St. Louis. Focused on you. At Today in St. Louis, we put weather first, so you're the first to know. We're up early with the local weather coverage you need to start your day, plus the latest news from overnight. Wake up every morning with Today in St. Louis, the forecast for your family, news from your community, on air or on your schedule. streaming on the 5 Plus app. The 5 on Your Side Weather First forecast on Today in St. Louis. Focused on you. Get the content that matters to you on your time. Breaking news as it happens. Weather alerts when you need them. On air, online, on our app, and on 5 Plus. No matter how you watch, 5 on Your Side. Focused on you.
Bommarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group. Open 24/7 at bommarito.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 2.9% financing for 66 months plus up to $2,000 bonus cash on Explorer or $500 on Edge. Only at your quality Ford dealers. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's a huge outdoor furniture sale at Amini's. Save thousands on everything outdoor, including saltwater hot spring hot tubs. Have you ever experienced an infrared sauna? You have never felt better, and they are now on sale, only at Amini's.
When you call my law firm after your car wreck, you're our #1 priority.
Dealing with the insurance company was awful. My boss suggested I call Mike and his team. They took the burden off my shoulders and made me feel like I was their #1 priority.
Call me. I've got this.
Fenton Sew and Vac has the largest selection of vacuum cleaners in the St. Louis Metro. We have vacuums to clean every surface and fit every budget. We carry a huge selection of Riccar, Sebo, Simplicity, and Sanitaire. Test drive your vacuum today at Fenton Sew and Vac.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
My skin was so uncomfortable.
The itching was so bad.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Hot spring hot tubs are on sale at Amini's. Soak, unwind, relax, and enjoy better massage with saltwater technology. That means no chlorine cost, hassle, or smell. Hot spring hot tubs as low as $144 a month. This is Amini's.
Welcome back to Today in St. Louis. We are in extended weather coverage at 7:41 this morning, and as you can see, a home right there damaged. This is in Bonne Terre, where we have been throughout the morning. Earlier, when it was dark, you really couldn't see the extent of some of the damage there. We do know that there were down power lines and debris in the streets, and then once the sun came up, our Alex Fees and photographer Larry Johnson were able to get over to this house here. Alex showed us earlier not just the garage is damaged, but also damage in the backyard of the house as well. And once again, this is in Bonne Terre.
The time now is 7:42. This is also a live look. We are driving around with our photojournalist David Muth. He is driving to Potosi this morning, and you can see a little wet on the roadway there, just as we're looking across the bi-state.
Let's now take a look at Arnold, Missouri, and once again, the clouds are thick out there, but no rain appears to be falling in this particular area. Our Mighty Joe Young, photojournalist extraordinaire, as well as one of the most traveled men in all of St. Louis this morning, is southbound on 270. And Joe, how is things looking right now?
Good morning, Rennie. I wish they were paying me by the mile today. Things are looking good. I'm on southbound 270 heading towards 44. You can see volume is building northbound and southbound lanes. Pavement is dry. Everybody's moving at the speed limit, so things are looking pretty good on this Thursday morning. Let's see what Tracy has in the traffic center. Tracy?
Thank you, Joe. All right. So for us this morning, things are a little bit smoother than they were earlier. Let me take this back to just one shot here. This is 44 at St. Clair. Raindrops on the camera, but they don't appear to be on the roadways. Things are looking on the bright side for us. And you know, I'm really impressed. I always tell everyone when I'm filling in on traffic to take it easy out there, and it looks like you guys are. Don't worry about these two incidents. Those have already cleared. They are just still populating on our maps this morning. There are the usual slowdowns on your on and off ramps and then around your construction zones. And speaking of those construction zones, make sure you go slow, especially during slick conditions. It can be a little bit easier to lose control. And our drivers out there on the road, it does look like Mighty Joe Young and David Muth, like they're all driving really fast. That's just an effect that the camera has on the roads. They're going speed limit.
All right, thank you, Tracy, for that update. Let's talk about our weather now and get an update on the totals here. And you can see the clouds over Arnold. The rain, yes, it is coming down there. From Salem, Illinois, into Park Hills, you had just over an inch of rain. And then into Steelville, and close to over 2.5 inches, close to 3, though, in places like Vandalia, Illinois, and Farmington. Some of our radar estimates, though, push this higher to 5 inches, but we don't have sites all over the country and all over the world. They're in specific spots. You get a rain gauge and the rain falls, but unfortunately, again, we don't have them everywhere. So our radar helps us give an indication of what's fallen where we don't have rain sites. And for instance, like in Gasconade County, that's picking up on close to 5 inches. And then east of St. Louis, out towards Salem, Illinois, and just north of you at Mount Vernon, again, close to 5 inches. And that's radar estimated, again, just because we don't have sensors in every single location everywhere. They're just in certain spots. So that kind of gives you an understanding of why we show the rain totals with the leaderboard and, of course, with the radar estimates. As far as the rain goes right now, St. Louis Metro still dry, and that'll be the case through the rest of the day. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of rain, but it's from Herman, areas south where you've already had the heavy rain. It continues to fall, but it's spotty now, not as heavy as it was earlier. The heaviest, that's way south in the Fredericktown, approaching you in 12 Mile, but even in Farmington, where you saw Justina Cornell, things are starting to become more spotty there. And then this cell that's moving into Herman, you can see how it's starting to shift farther south. So again, places that already had the heavy rain, Union, St. Clair, Sullivan, you're going to see another round of some heavy rain. Arnold, this is the cell that you saw where the clouds were, starting to see the showers push off towards the Illinois side, out towards Waterloo and Redbud. So the Futurecast shows us drying out completely by 9 o'clock. Area wide will be dry. We'll still have a few lingering showers through the 8 o'clock hour, but as far as the flooding potential, things have greatly diminished when it comes to that threat this morning, mainly staying south. And it's now because of the rising streams and creeks after most of the rain has already fallen. Tomorrow when you wake up, another round of storms possible into the early afternoon. And then on Saturday, a system will pass to our north, but this will kick up the instability in our atmosphere. So not only do we have storms in the forecast Saturday when you wake up, but also for Sunday as well. Now, the National Weather Service has not done anything to this flood watch. It's still in effect until 10 o'clock this morning, but I would suspect they're going to start to shave off some of these, especially for St. Louis, St. Charles, parts of areas near Troy, Lincoln County, excuse me, and then across the northern counties, Jersey, parts of eastern counties as well, back towards Salem, again, because the rain has really not fallen in those locations, and I don't think it will as we go through the course of the morning. As mentioned, more storms in the forecast through the course of your weekend. It does heat up too. 87 today with high humidity will make it feel like we're in the 90s, but we should be dry later today, and then more storms possible Friday through Sunday, and then we should dry out finally and cool down too. In fact, on Tuesday, we will have high temperatures only near 80 degrees with, again, dry weather. So there is something to look forward to.
Hallelujah. Really looking forward to it. Amen. All right.
Small victories.
Yes.
All right, well, let's head now back out to Alex Fees. He's been really busy this morning.
Oh, yeah. He's out in Bonne Terre alongside photojournalist Larry Johnson. And you've seen some of the heaviest damage so far this morning, Alex.
Rennie, Michelle, good morning. This is the most impressive sight that we've seen here in this part of St. Francis County overnight. Honestly, we passed by this tree when it was dark and didn't see it until after daylight. We're near the intersection of Southwest Main and Cross this morning. You can see behind me a very large tree has fallen right next to a home here near this intersection. Now, as a family of 5 that lives here, they are the cousins of Josh Kalawaya. Josh, how are you, sir? Good to meet you.
Good, Alex. How are you?
Everybody okay?
Everybody's fine. It happened about 10:45.
Right.
They ended up leaving here about 11:45 to go to some family in Festus. I came by to check and see the power situation, which is obviously not taken care of yet.
Right. Yeah, their power is out, correct?
Oh, it's out.
Yeah.
They might be the only ones out
Yeah,
here.
I think that, well, they got it right across the street, I know, but
yeah.
So what about that? What do they have facing them here? Obviously their garage has been destroyed, but the home itself seems relatively okay, huh?
It looks okay on the outside. I guess we'll just have to see, you know, what comes of it as we move forward. Getting this taken care of and getting the power back on is just the first step.
Right. All right, Josh, good deal. Thank you much, sir. Appreciate it. I wish your cousins well.
Thank you.
Let me show you the damage that this tree did. You can see what's left of the garage here. The garage is pretty much collapsed and very heavily leaning over to one side there. But even further into the backyard, it's an impressive sight. First of all, I want to show you what it did to the power lines. Now, we've since determined, we think this is actually a cable line, not a power line. However, if you come across anything that looks like a power line, don't try to figure it out, just leave it alone. But check out the root ball. Check out the root ball in the backyard. Photojournalist Larry Johnson pointed out that's easily 25 feet in diameter. Now, I have to say we've seen a lot of that this storm season. For some reason, more so than I recall in years past, where high winds didn't snap the tree trunk. They simply uprooted the whole tree and then pushed the whole thing over. That is a testimony to one of two things, either very strong winds or very weak roots. But that is the situation here in Bonne Terre this morning. Reporting live in the Storm Tracker, I'm Alex Fees.
Thank you, Alex. Can you imagine leaving for a few hours from your home and coming back and that's what you're facing? Well, the storms and the flash flooding are why we are in Farmington this morning.
Yep, and let's head over to our Justina Cornell in Farmington. Justina, hope you and Kira are having a safe and drier morning since when we first have seen you, like at 4 o'clock this morning. How are you doing?
Well, yeah, it's been going in and out. So 4 o'clock around that time, it came down hard and then we just had a little reprieve and now it's starting to pick up again. Got my umbrella. Didn't totally die during those weather hits earlier today, thank God. Definitely was coming down harder earlier and it's starting to pick up again. So we were talking about earlier about 70-mile-per-hour winds. I just want to show you some of that damage. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see that damage right there. So there is a traffic light that is down. Look at that right there. It is on this road. It's just causing some traffic delays. We're going to pan the camera to the right so you can see some of the delays that they're already starting to face here. Already we're seeing some issues, obviously, when the traffic lights are blinking. Now people are doing a four-way stop. We urge you to be safe if you can. We were watching earlier and there was almost a car accident. So this might not just be happening obviously here in Farmington. This is going to be probably happening throughout the St. Louis region. So just keep in mind, take it slow, give yourself some time getting to work or wherever you need to go. And of course, if you can stay home, that is your best bet. When it comes to flooded waters, make sure to steer clear. We really want to make sure you're safe out there. Emergency management was telling me that was probably their biggest concern throughout the day, is that those flooded waters, and definitely some delays when it comes to crews. We're out there. You can see MoDOT is out here working on this. Earlier today, we're told that when it was coming down hard, when it was that lightning and everything, they went to a safe space to make sure that they were, out of that area. Of course, safety is number one for them. And so they're starting to pick up again to do some of the work. So if you're seeing some delays, that could be the reason why when it was really coming down hard, they were just making sure that they were safe. So then make sure that you're safe as well. Again, there's some delays out here. We're off of Weber Road. Some 70-mile-per-hour winds overnight, causing some down power lines, this down traffic light. We're about to actually head out to the areas soon. We're hearing that there's some down trees. So we're gonna check out that storm damage out there. Of course, we wanna make sure everyone is safe. If you are driving out there, please take it slow. Please be safe and avoid flooded areas. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Justina. This morning, all of that rain that we got overnight could cause this creek to rise once again. This is in Gasconade County. On Wednesday, waters swamped a stretch of Highway K, flooded basements and also flooding some fields. Some farmers even searched for their cattle that could have been swept away. As of right now, Highway K is open.
Well, let's take a look at some of the pictures that have been coming in. This photo is from 5 on Your Side viewers showing flooding in Sullivan. This is from Gib Ballinger of Sullivan, and thank you for sending this photo in. We also want to show something from our Weather Watchers group. Dennis Hall posted this from Rosebud. He said he got about 4.5 inches of rain coming through between 3 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. We also know that rain has been putting a damper in Chesterfield. Nick Rosario's chair on his patio collected a lot of water, so thank you so much, Nick, for sending this in. And then did you see this on the Gerald Rosebud Fire Protection District on their Facebook page? They've posted that Gerald, Rosebud, and surrounding areas have experienced severe flooding. Several highways and intersections also were shut down yesterday, and so this is something that we have taken live, you know, yesterday, but it's still just a lot of flooding in general, lots of rain over the last 24 hours. If you are in a safe spot, you can also text your photos into 314-425-5355, and we're also just getting a lot of texts and messages from you at home as well, so thank you for that.
And don't forget, you could text the word weather to that same number, 314-425-5355, and you can get the very latest forecast. We will send that straight to your cell phone. Ameren, Missouri and Ameren, Illinois are working together to get the lights back on both sides of the river. If the weather hits one area harder than the other, they shift gears to get your lights back on. Here's a current look at the outages in our area. Right now, there are just under 200 Ameren, Illinois customers without power. However, on the Missouri side, over 18,000 customers are in the dark right now. And Anthony, it seems like we're just not getting much of a break from a lot of this.
Yeah, I mean, areas that have been seeing the rain overnight, it continues to rain there. But in St. Louis Metro, we do not have any rain that is coming down right now.
We're going to take a live look once again back out to this home in Bonne Terre. We had a guy come by, and his cousins actually live in this house. They were not home at the time. They were visiting some folks in Festus. He believes that the power is out of the house, but as far as that goes, we don't know the extent of the damage to the inside because he has not been able to get in there. We're also going to take a look at the roads right now and ride along with our photojournalist, David Muth. He is heading towards Potosi at the moment. You see his windshield kind of froze there. It's because the entire picture froze because sometimes, you know, we don't have great reception, but once again, the roadways appear to be pretty clear, maybe a little mist, and some of that could be coming up from the road itself. Let's now take a live look at Lambert St. Louis Airport. Right now, there are 11 flights arriving into St. Louis that are delayed. So if you have someone coming in, you might want to check with their air carrier to make sure they're going to be on time. And 12 flights leaving St. Louis also delayed. There is only one cancellation, though, at this time, Tracy.
All right, and road conditions are pretty good this morning. I haven't talked too much about St. Charles this morning, so I brought up the camera just so that I've been looking out for you too. There just really haven't been anything to talk about there. 70 along the Missouri River heading westbound, looking really nice. These two alerts from earlier this morning, those have cleared, so we don't have those issues. Our usual slowdowns around construction zones, on and off ramps, and then just your typical areas where we go down to a couple lanes. Those are all a little slower right now. Our road conditions are improving. Of course, though, this Herman area continues to get hit here. I do expect road conditions. They are also rolling hills in that area, so that water, of course, collects in those low-lying spots. So I expect that to be an issue actually throughout the entire day today. Most other areas are drying out.
All right, thank you for that update, Tracy. As we round out our coverage here this morning, of course, we'll get you back to the Today Show here momentarily, but we do want to give you one final glance at the radar. Now, if you're waking up and joining us and you haven't clicked over to the TV just yet this morning, here's a live look, and you can see most of St. Louis still dry with the exception of just a few sprinkles. Our attention this morning has really been from Gasconade County area south into Farmington, Bonne Terre, where you've been hit the hardest. And this is our viewing area, even though I know it seems like a nuisance. And by the way, you can actually watch some of the Today Show if you're missing it on Twitter and some of the other social media platforms, they always clip their stuff and post it there. So if you're missing them that bad, just hang on. You got 3 minutes to go. But again, we just want to keep you posted this morning. Keep you safe. That's the bottom line. It's safety. Flash flooding is the #1 cause of deaths when it comes to weather. And so this morning, we just don't want you to be caught off guard, because a lot of these areas south, you're not just talking a straight highway. You've got windy roads, you've got hills and valleys, and of course the water can sneak up on you, especially when it was dark earlier this morning. 2 to 5 inches of rain has fallen in places over near Gasconade County and parts of Franklin County, and this final batch will come on through here, but it will miss St. Louis. It's just going to roll over those same locations that have had to deal with the heavy rain all morning long. So as you get going this morning, keep in mind, again, south and west, those areas that I mentioned, you've got trees down. You also have power lines down as well, and, well, of course, the covered roadways. So the Futurecast shows us drying out as we go towards the next couple of hours. I think by 9 o'clock, our area will be completely dry this morning. And then once we go into the afternoon, we stay dry, but we're mostly cloudy and humid. Tomorrow when you wake up, yet another round of rain is possible. Heavy downpours. The ground is saturated now, so it won't take much for us to have issues tomorrow. And then once we go into the afternoon, we should dry out tomorrow afternoon. And then on Saturday, a system passing to our north, this is going to kick up instability in the atmosphere Saturday morning, also Saturday evening. So you'll have to dodge those drops as you make your weekend plans. As far as today goes, the flood watch continues until 10 o'clock this morning, and that's mainly for the rising creeks and streams. Now that most of the rain has fallen, of course, you get the after effect. That's called the water cycle. All right, 87 degrees for your high today, 90s for the weekend. Some good news here on our 7-day. We do dry out for Monday and Tuesday, and cooling down too. Finally, we'll be in the 80s for highs on Tuesday.
Hey, yeah, and just